Welcome, my little couch potatoes, to the comfiest courtroom on the internet. I'm your host, Llama, and it's time for dramatic testimony, overruled objections, and absolutely unqualified opinions. So grab your snuggiest blanket, some delicious snacks, and get ready to watch court with your internet besties. This is Couch Court with Llama.
Oh, there we are. Speaking of internet besties, it's me and Buffy today. Hello, everybody. Welcome. It's Friday. Yay.
Yay. Finally. It's actually been a very quick week. I feel like it went by fast.
It has. Well, when you're
maybe it's all the crap talking we've been doing.
Right. Now, you guys, I am tuning in from lunch at a very special place.
Oh.
That's right. My background, the House of Prime Rib, because why not? Everybody else seems to go, and Llama wants to go too. So here I am right now.
I'm just going to stare at you. How's that? Do you feel scared?
I'll be honest. Like, I looked at their food and I was not impressed. It was just like a bunch of stuff together.
It's just a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, but it's like all touching each other, and there's like gravy all over.
It's all touching each other.
Ugh. You know how I am with food.
Do you need toddler serving plates?
Yes, with the sections and everything. I was like, why is everything touching? I just don't like it.
You're so funny. I love it.
I know. So yes, I was like, what background am I going to do for this show? And then moment of genius. Hello, Angie. Hello. And Lady in Gray, both saying Buffy did a great job for a trailer. She did. I went and watched it last night. I just thought you made a video, by the way. I didn't hear any sound at all. And then you're like, and I was like, oh, there's sound in this. I thought you just made it.
She's like, I'll record a script after the live. And I was like, girl, I already did that. And I'm like,
yeah. It wasn't unmuted. And then I was like, oh, this makes a lot more sense now.
Yeah. It could just be a bunch of visuals, but that would just be weird.
Right. Well, I mean, hello, Bruce the Moose. Hello. Hope you're doing good today, sir. LMP, good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. I need a bento box. Yes, I do. I do need those things. Food. Yes. Thank you, LMP. Thank you. Food shouldn't touch. All right. No, I don't like it.
You don't just mash up everything. Some things do mash. Well, potatoes with steak,
chicken and noodles with potatoes, I will put together. But that's about it. And that's only happened in like the last year and a half. So I'm 40.
You're so cute.
I know. I'm a weirdo. Anywho, thank you all for being with us today. As you can see, we're in a very good mood because we're here to talk some shit about Laura Owens, which is our new favorite.
I'm also a little hopped up on a lot of coffee.
Yeah, me too.
No, I should not be held responsible for anything I say past this point because I'm not in control.
Well, you are going to have some things to say today. Let me tell you what. Now, if you guys haven't got caught up with us yet on our Laura Owens coverage, we do have a playlist on our channel. Start back from the beginning. There's only been, 4 episodes so far, so catch up this weekend, but stay with us today because you're definitely going to want to be live with us as we read this nonsense. But we do have a playlist there with all of our Laura Owens stuff. We want to thank everybody who's been leaving us extra tea in the comments. Oh, my gosh. You guys are so kind. And also, I just need to shout out to some people because we get off air. And let me clarify the end of that sentence. We get off air and then you guys give us all this extra tea. Like, oh gosh, I've been trying to figure out how I'm going to say your name all morning without calling you turd, but Turdataractiony 1940. We'll go with 1940. Whoever you are. Thank you, because they said that in 2025, Laura's friend, I'm thinking it's Joan, I think that's who they're talking about, agreed to testify on behalf of Mike to explain that the statement submitted in her name for the original DVRO was falsified by Laura.
I read that comment and I was like, that comment, I was like, oh my gosh, if I wanted to like write back and to them, I was like, if you could see my face right now.
Me too.
The way my jaw just dropped, I would just like take a picture of what I look like and just leave it as a reaction comment. Because like I was like,
I mean, that's really our face through all of this. It's just,
well, it is, but that I was like, because like I've been wondering about this woman, and then it's like, no.
it's coming in with more tea, saying Laura also trash talked to that witness in a court filing, which to me read like witness intimidation. Oh, I can't wait till we get to that. Oh, there's so much stuff I'm looking forward to getting into, even though all of it is crazy. Like it's just so much. So thank you, 1940, for letting us know that. Claire told us that Mike is the one that she had 7 or 8 failed abortions with. They too have been catching up with all the texts and emails from their relationship, and just wow, she really did hold this poor man hostage, which I agree. Oh my gosh, this poor guy.
I am just so like.
She said that people
literally
don't believe those texts from her parents were from them, or that she supposedly went to inpatient. We also don't believe she really got care during that time. I agree, because they're not just going to let you walk out of place when you're talking about suicide. It's not how it works. So I agree.
I tend to agree. And I just want to let the viewers know, because you asked, I put the little emoji in front of the title for the stream. So if you see a little phone emoji, that is the vertical stream. There is another stream under our live where you go and it says lives. If there's no emoji, you're on the horizontal stream. So if you don't like the vertical version, there is another version. Just go look for the one that does not have the emoji in front.
We're doing our best. We're doing our best to kind of keep them separate. All right. So today we are going to be reading Laura's declaration for the DVRO, her tale of events that has led to her filing this DVRO against Mike Marraccini, which so far, I don't really see much of anything that's going to grant a DVRO. Now, we know that's not what happens, but there really isn't much of anything going on. I mean, we have a bunch of he said, she said, which is always the case with restraining orders, but also she's just been like, he was staring at me. And I was so scared. Other than that, not really a whole lot. Even the lady Karen, who we think is not real, even her was just like, well, he was saying things that put her down and made her feel worthless, which, don't get me wrong, emotional abuse is real, but that's also not what happened on that plane. But we'll get to that in another time. Hello, Helvel. Hello. Welcome. Thanks for coming back. Happy to see you. Now, I do want to preface before we go into this that her writing of this has some very strong violence and sexual violence descriptions, and that may not be for everyone. Okay. And that's fine. If you're like, oh yeah, this is going to be hard for me to hear, that's fine. You don't have to listen to this episode. We'll see you next time. Well, all you need to know though, is it's a bunch of bullshit. So just to let you know, but hearing it can be a problem for people who, unlike Laura, actually went through real things like this. Now, also, we're going to have a lot of fun laughing today. Just want to make it known, we are not laughing at violence. We're not laughing at sexual violence. We are laughing at Laura's lies. Okay. All that other stuff is very real. This, not so much. So just so we all know the difference there before somebody comes at us and be like, this isn't things to joke about, which it's not, but we can when it's all make believe. So that's what we're going to do today. So with that, unless you have anything to add to that statement there, but
I don't. I co-sign everything you just said.
Okay, good.
Because normally I would never laugh at laugh at something like this. But I think I know way too much about
right
for me to be like, yeah.
No, girl. No.
I mean, I know not enough. Clearly, there are more people. There's more that I don't know, but I know I've learned enough. after reading that investigative statement.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Mm.
Bruce is right. The only rational reaction to all of her jank in these cases is to have some sort of humor to it, I think. And I agree. We embrace
Well,
humor.
it's definitely not funny for the guys that are dealing with this.
No.
So, no.
But I think they can maybe laugh now a little bit. Like,
well,
now that they've been vindicated far in the future of when this was, to some degree. All right. So let's get into this one. Is this the one I'm supposed to use? Nope. There we go. That's the one I'm supposed to use. Hello, Teresa. Hello. Oh, the county attorneys and the bankruptcy attorney will handle the serious stuff. Oh, yes, they will. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Much to unpack.
I know.
So much to unpack.
Hello, Teresa. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. All right. So here we have the declaration of Laura Owens. Okay. She says it's her and she believes all of this to be true. And if called as a witness, could and would testify. Notice there's nothing about the word perjury in here. Interesting. But sure, I'm sure you believe all of this to be true, Laura. I believe it. All right. So I'll read one part and you can read the next and we'll just rotate. Okay. So I'll start with the history of the relationship according to Laura Owens.
The gospel according to Laura.
This is all from Laura. Whether or not any of this is real, it's not. You can choose yourself to decide what you think about it. All right. So she says, Mr. Marraccini and I were romantically involved from March 2016 until late fall 2017. Contrary to what he alleges in his declaration filed on January 22nd, 2018, we did not stop dating in March 2017. Gonna go with maybe he thought you did, but you were probably like,
I was about to say, or maybe you just didn't take the hint. It's possible that you have trouble reading the room.
Right. I think she has a big trouble with that. Now, I met Mr. Marraccini in March 2016 through The League, a dating app for professionals that matches people together based on their LinkedIn and Facebook profiles. Now, first of all, I've never even heard of that. Of course, I haven't been single in a
farmers only.
Right? Like, what is this? The League? Kind of elitist sounding, but okay. And also based on LinkedIn and Facebook profiles. Now, to fast forward to the future, a few weeks ago, she's at bankruptcy court and says she has never had a job ever.
Well, why is she there?
Exactly.
Oh, I think I know.
I think I know too. Now, his profile said that he was in real estate development and that he went to California Polytechnic Institute. See Exhibit 1, screenshots of Mr. Marraccini's profile from The League, taken April 26, 2016 and May 10th, 2017. By the way, all of her photo exhibits are trash. All right. Again, more grave rubbings from Laura. So that's great.
I looked at them. Are they from her, or is it whoever copied them into the system, like the court?
I don't know, because all the future ones are pretty like bam, like good. So I don't know.
I'm gonna need color.
2018 was a rough year or something for the courts. I don't know. Maybe they got a new printer after this year.
Maybe their budget was
garbage. So he asked me out to dinner and I accepted. I wonder where they went. Initially,
House of Prime Rib.
House of Prime Rib in me. Shout out. Look at this free advertising we're giving them. Initially, Mr. Marraccini was very charming. In the early months of our relationship, we saw each other often and seemed to have a lot in common. Mr. Marraccini showed interest in my career. I am the CEO of Quartet Farms, a company that buys and sells show horses. And I've never had a job, according to her, in 2026, but okay. He talked about his own career ambitions and said he was a real estate developer and that he had his real estate license. Is Greg also into real estate? I'm just wondering because we know Clayton is.
She does have a type.
And now we know that Mike apparently was. Is Greg as well, chat?
I have
if her LinkedIn was updated and true. Right? Oh gosh. All right.
Yeah. Well, I don't do dating apps because I've been habitually married, but like husband number 2. But anyway, like, do you swipe left, swipe right? I don't know, but who's swiping?
I don't know. I don't even understand what the swipe right and left. I get confused each time which one refer. It's silly. Let's see. So he also frequently talked about his many job offers at big development firms. I wanted to be with someone who was career oriented, like I am.
I wanted a sugar daddy
and thought we were a good match while I have fake jobs. Right.
I need someone to exploit in the future. I need to know they have funds to do so.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say the quiet part out loud?
I think so. Bruce says, here she says she's the CEO, but in bankruptcy court, she says she's just a manager. And she didn't know the difference between being a manager.
But who's hyping their jobs? Like, she claims everybody else is doing the things she's actually doing. It's so funny today.
It's wild. Bruce says, I think at the time Greg was in some kind of job related to sales or sales account management. Okay. All right. Does he do real estate now, though? I'm just kidding. We talked about my love for animals and animal welfare, which he also claimed to care deeply about. He also often talked about his alleged relationships with celebrities. He liked that my father, Ron Owens, who, if you don't know, is a famous local talk show host, and was excited at the prospect of meeting celebrities.
Don't you know who I am?
Every time she mentions her dad.
Every time. That's all I hear. Do you even know who I am? That's what I hear. That's what I hear.
Excuse me. I'm kind of a big deal. It's so funny. The other night, my brother had asked for my YouTube channel to like share with somebody. And I was like, oh yeah, I just finished a trial. And now I'm covering this crazy case about Laura Owens. You should check it out. And all he does is reply back. He says, oh, and her dad is a Bay Area radio icon? Interesting. And I was like, you have no idea how funny that comment is. You have no idea, but that's hilarious that's what you took away from it.
All I took away with that is you tell people you have a YouTube channel?
I mean, I guess the whole 5 people I know.
I say I'm on YouTube and people are like, I'll do a YouTube show with you. And they're like I'm streaming. And they're like, what?
No, people still are like that. Yeah. Now, in or around late May or early June 2016, I was asleep when I was suddenly struck in the face by Mr. Marraccini. Oh my goodness. I don't know exactly how he hit me. I think either his elbow or fist hit me near my eye. I can't say for sure, but I believe he may have been asleep and involuntarily hit me somehow. I had a black eye for a day or 2 after this. One of his friends told me that one of his ex-girlfriends also woke up with a black eye because Mr. Marraccini accidentally hit her while he was sleeping. Have you been hit in the face by Mr. Buffy? Because I have.
I have. Mr. Buffy has dreams where he's actually fighting somebody. I don't know if he thinks he's a superhero or what, but he's fighting someone.
Oh yeah.
And I have been smacked and been like, what the crap?
Just right in the face. Whoa. What?
Yeah. And
elbow feet's the same way. His elbows are so sharp, it's ridiculous. And he has elbowed me quite a few times. But that's the thing, right? Is like that's what happens when you sleep in a bed with another person sometimes. Also,
that's why we
you're saying
king size bed.
Even then, you would think, but no. But why would she
But it
even include
happens.
this if she's like, I don't think he meant to do that. He was asleep. Why would you even bring it up then? Oh, because that's right. You don't have much of anything.
Because she needs something else to put on the list. But maybe
Don't they?
he didn't mean to do it.
Bill says, don't black eyes usually last longer than a day or two? I think so.
I mean, yeah, there's usually a good week or so in a
Right?
black eye. You've got bruising. You
She
got the
has,
red, and then you got the bruising, and then the fading. That's like a good week.
well, she's obviously has a superhuman body. All right. Because apparently nothing works out with her like it does every single other person in the world, as we'll learn about. So,
She is so dumb. I read that she is so dumb comment, and I thought about that meme. She is so dumb. Good. Nice.
Now, in June 2016, Mr. Marraccini and I were out for a walk. Oh. While we were walking along the water, he grabbed me by my jacket and pushed me towards the water, acting like he was going to throw me in. Oh my goodness.
Is that like couple play? Like I could see Mr. Buffy actually doing like, I'm good to fall, but like not malicious. Like
the horror.
Playful. Like, because boys really do this stuff. I mean, I don't know. I would do that to him. Be like, don't fall.
I know, right?
Joking.
It's not like exactly
malicious.
what it was.
And she's exaggerating it to make it sound like it's something that it's not.
Mm-hmm. Well, she had previously told Mr. Marraccini that I don't know how to swim. I mean, okay.
Well, that makes the game more fun.
Now, later during the walk, we were passing by a shrub when Mr. Marraccini used one of his hands to shove me into it. He did these things as jokes, but they felt somewhat aggressive. Oh my gosh. No wonder nobody wants to stay in a relationship with her. Oh my gosh. Talk about a no funner.
Okay, so did you say like, I'm sorry, this makes me uncomfortable. Please don't do that.
She doesn't know how to swim in the water or in shrubs.
Okay, but like set the boundary. And then if you cannot abide the boundary, you walk away. You don't, okay, whatever.
I just love that this is her like, oh, okay. If you have to bring up all these things that aren't really anything, that's saying a lot. Okay. So in June 2016, I found out that I was pregnant and felt very conflicted about whether to have the baby or terminate the pregnancy. I was diagnosed with polycystic ovary syndrome in 2010 or 2011, which can cause infertility. Oh, really? Really? Okay. All right, hold on. Let me finish this paragraph, and then I have thoughts for Laura. I was afraid I might never be able to get pregnant again, but also did not necessarily feel ready to have a baby. I told Mr. Marraccini about the pregnancy and shared my feelings about terminating versus having the baby. Initially, he was supportive about giving me some time to think about the decision, but said he thought it would be best if I had an abortion. Girl. Okay. So you're saying that you have this polycystic ovary syndrome, which is a very real thing. Very real thing. Whether or not she has it is up for debate, but you basically told, you probably aren't going to have kids. It's going to be very hard.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have that, but I got one ovary. Okay. I got one little wonky ovary. And I don't understand how her line of thinking after, they tell you it's highly likely you're not going to have kids, yada, yada. But all right, maybe the first pregnancy here, you're like, oh, you know what? Maybe not. Okay. But she goes on to get pregnant with like 10 babies or something like that. And each time she's like, oh, I'll get rid of it. I'll get rid of it. And I'm sorry, that's just usually not how it goes for women who have infertility problems.
I did have infertility problems. I have endometriosis, which is kind of different than the polycystic. I didn't have one ovary. I only had one tube. Because the other one had stuff going on because endometriosis. That's awful, but I understand. I mean, it took like 10 years in between kids. My kids are spaced out, 10 years apart. So yes, it can be very difficult. So I do understand that line of thinking. But then it's like you said, when it goes to like she's been pregnant like what, 20 times?
Something like that.
So I don't know. Do we even have I need her medical records.
They don't exist.
I hate HIPAA. I need to know.
Don't worry. They don't exist.
I mean,
please like and subscribe. I mean, yeah. Well, like I've only ever been pregnant twice. In a criminal
trial, we can bring in medical records.
I think they will for some of the lies. Because remember, she got some for evidence tampering, I believe, because of the ultrasounds. So maybe.
How long is this trial going to be?
I don't know.
It's going to be like 2 years, right?
I hope so.
Do like OJ?
No. I hope so. I know I said I wasn't going to do a long trial again, but I'm willing.
I will sit there for that.
Right? A day or two after I told him, Mr. Marraccini called me while on a trip with his friends and said that he decided an abortion was the best option for us. When he came back from his trip, he told me that if I had the baby, he would never want to meet the baby or be a part of his or her life, and that he would hate me for going through with the pregnancy, which I do not believe for 1 second, that he would have nothing to do with it. If you haven't yet, another YouTuber, Megan Fox, had an interview with Michael like a year ago. Go watch that after we're done talking about this, and you'll be like, oh my God, that guy? No, get out of here. I don't believe it for 1 second, because he talks about how much he loves his daughter. He's like,
oh yeah,
okay, yeah, so that's not the kind of guy that would say these sorts of things, but sure.
Well, I mean, he might if he already kind of knows the type of person.
Well, I'm saying he may not want anything to do with Laura, but to just be like, I'd abandon the child completely.
No. I don't saying, see like, that. You kind of be like, yeah.
I can be like, yeah, I don't want to do this.
Do you want to co-parent with this person?
Right. Oh, thank God these guys dodged.
Can you imagine co-parenting with Laura Owens? Oh my God.
How awful. He said that if I had the abortion, it would prove to him that I was the type of girl he wanted to be with and would show him how much I valued our relationship. He said he wanted a future together and could see us having kids down the road, but that he wasn't ready to be a father yet. He promised to be there and support me after the abortion. You guys, he promised.
Still thinking we need a sad violin for this.
Okay, right. One night in late June 2016, Mr. Marraccini and I had dinner with my parents and were discussing my pregnancy. They knew I was pregnant already. Even though I had not made up my mind yet, Mr. Marraccini told my parents that we decided to do the responsible thing and have an abortion. Okay. Mr. Marraccini pressured to make an appointment at Planned Parenthood for the abortion. When I didn't do it fast enough, he scheduled it for me. It's probably like a week went by. There's kind of a
there's a timeline.
Laura.
Yeah.
Which you would probably know if you had ever actually gone through something like this. But okay. You promised to open a bottle of rosé tonight. I do have a bottle of wine chilling in the fridge, so we might need it after this. It's fine. So because I wanted to be with him and thought we could have a future together, and since I didn't want to bring a child into the world without a father, I decided to go through with the abortion. In July 2016, I terminated my pregnancy. Again, did he go in with her for this appointment? Did he go into the room or no? I don't think he did.
I have questions.
I do too. You kicked your husband in your sleep once. Oh, I've definitely also kicked and hit elbow feet before. So, you know. It is Friday.
I hit Mr. Buffy last night. He was really close to me and I moved and I was like, okay, please don't let go.
Oh, hi, Savage. Hello. Hello. In the days following my abortion, I felt sad and started to feel immense guilt. I felt selfish for choosing my relationship with Mr. Marraccini over the baby. Oh, really?
The baby.
Felt selfish and bad about it. And yet, you continue to do that with several other guys. So, do you? Do you? Or is that just how you know that you should feel? That's what I think it is. I grieved for the child that would
She
never
read
be.
other women's accounts. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely she did. What did she say? I grieved for the child that would never be and started to feel depressed. On several occasions, when I tried to talk with Mr. Marraccini about how I felt, he got angry and lost control of his temper. He'd scream at me, and his face would turn bright red. He'd ball his hands in a fist and pump them at his side while pacing around. I was afraid of this side of him, which I hadn't seen before. Okay. About 1 week after the abortion, Mr. Marraccini got mad when I told him I felt guilty about the abortion. That's literally what you just said. He screamed at me. He said I needed to get over it and that he didn't want to stay with me for long if I couldn't. I felt betrayed since he promised to be there for me throughout the healing process. When I told him this, his response was, I would have said anything to get you to abort, which I don't know if he did say that or not, but he did. I don't blame him. But neither here nor there. Now, between July and November 2016, things between Mr. Marraccini and I were rocky. I continued to struggle with feelings of sadness due to the abortion, but I thought it was all him that made her sad and depressed, and anxiety was all because of the abuse, is what she had said earlier. So, now it's the abortion that's making you sad, depressed, and have anxiety. A little bit different than what she wrote in the request for a restraining order, but okay. I would frequently talk to him. I would frequently try to talk to him about this, but whenever I brought it up, he just got mad and yelled at me. He said that I should be over it. He'd tell me that he wanted someone more cheery, like his ex-girlfriends were. He would regularly demean me. For example, he constantly told me I was worthless and ugly and said that nobody would want to be with me because of my depression. He criticized my performance and said that he was just stating the facts by telling me I was bad at my job. Job? Oh.
Did I hear
I wonder why she popped in. Now I know why. She gave us some music, everybody. How did I know Hellville? Oh my, because, we'll get to that after we're done reading this. But, oh my God. All right. But remember, she literally just said, he criticized my performance and said that he was just stating the facts by telling me I was bad at my job. That apparently she never had, ever, according to what she said under oath a few weeks ago. He started calling me crazy and telling me that I was mentally ill. Girl, he'd tell me that I was bipolar and needed to be medicated. I don't think you are on that one, but you do need to be medicated for something.
I was about to say she definitely needs medicine.
I had never been depressed before having an abortion. Okay. And which is, again, all right. So let's say she does have one. All right. She's going through all this traumatic grieving that's happening afterwards, right? Filled with all this guilt and feeling selfish and just depressed and anxiety. And it's such a bad experience for her. And then she goes and has how many more afterwards? Subjecting herself to the same thing over and over and over again.
It's just like riding a bicycle, guys.
Like what?
Once you've had one, what's another?
Let me tell you what, all right? Losing a baby is fucking horrible, all right? It is so depressing. That grief, I have never, ever felt anything like that. I don't ever want to go through that again.
Never had to. Sorry you did.
I know. It sucks. I hate being part of that club. But listen, you don't want to ever have to go through that in that place ever again. And she just claims to have these just about every other month for like the next fucking 8 years. And we're supposed to believe that you are very traumatized about all this? Get out of here. No way. No way. Now, it was also during this time, between July and November 2016, that I was spending a lot of money on Mr. Marraccini. Oh. In the beginning.
With the job you don't have?
Yes, exactly. Right? Sorry, hold on. Let me do some of these comments. Hellville said, I don't think she mentions in this 95,933 page document that she had like 6 abortions for this one pregnancy, which I'm pretty sure that's not how that works.
Didn't that happen with another pregnancy too?
I think all of them. He agreed to stipulate. Yeah.
Well, for someone who does have a hard time getting pregnant, she sure does have a hard time getting pregnancies. Like,
I know.
It takes like how many abortions to get them to abort? Like, I mean, that is some sticky babies. I'm just saying.
Right? Now, now, in the beginning of our relationship, he would pick up the check when we went out for dinner, or we would split it. After a month or so, he stopped doing this and would allow the bill to sit on the table until I paid. What an abusive dick. Probably because you're used to going out to eat at fancy fucking places like the House of Prime Rib. And he's like, yo, I actually have a job and I have to pay for my own shit, unlike you. So I can't be eating out all the fucking time like you want to.
You're assuming this actually even fucking happened. So,
right.
Like, she's probably like, oh, I got it. And then she'll throw it in his face later, you know?
Exactly.
Do that. Because it sounds like her parents did the same thing when they kept inviting them to go to House of Prime Rib. Not sponsored. And then it's like, we always paid. It's like, those are the people that constantly do stuff for you. Like, don't worry, I got it. Don't worry, I got it. But want to hold you to, like, hold it over you. Like, all those things I did for you.
Right. I don't like people like that. I'm like, okay, you chose to do that. Like, I don't owe you anything. Like, if you were doing it because you're a nice person, then you wouldn't be throwing this back in my face. So.
Right.
No. No. Now, after, oh wait, I already said that. I'm sorry. By late summer 2016, it became implied that I would pay for everything. Okay, I'm pretty sure at this point in the story, Mike seems to be pulling away from this crazy train of a relationship, as one would be expected. And she probably used money to try to lure him back into things, because that's probably how she was raised to a certain degree.
Sure.
Like,
maybe he was like, you want to go? You got to pay. I don't want to go.
Right. Then, starting in or around October 2016, Mr. Marraccini wanted to go out to fancy dinners several times a week, which I paid for. In November 2016, he started calling me his sugar mama. Okay. In 2017, after he lost his job, he started asking me to pay for his rent, which I did on a couple of occasions. He also asked me to take him on multiple vacations and buy him a $10,000 watch, which I did. What? You're going to buy somebody a $10,000 watch?
But why did you do that?
Right? Right? I felt like he was taking advantage of me, but...
You felt like it, but you did it anyway? Did you feel like it after and he didn't want to be with you? Or did you feel like it when you bought it?
Right. But she loved him, Buff. She loved him. So I did what I could to make him happy.
No, you did it because you didn't want him to leave.
Right. Hi, Terry.
Hi, Terry.
I really wanted our relationship to work, but I felt like Mr. Marraccini did not like me and didn't want to be with me. So, girl, what? I mean, he's giving you all these hints he doesn't want to be. And you're like, well, I don't know. I'm going to buy him a $10,000 watch and I think he'll love me more. I don't know. When I would ask him if he wanted to break up, he said that he did not and would tell me he really cared about me and thought we could work through our issues. This happened multiple times throughout our relationship. Oh, is that when your dad would text him, hey, can you just tell her what she needs to hear? I'll help you get out of it. Is it those instances where he was like, oh, no, we'll work through this? Because it kind of happened a lot. So just wondering, asking for a friend. I felt like he wanted to continue dating me for the money and connections that my father's local fame provided, but that he didn't care about me. Okay.
No.
Was it a fake watch? Shut up. Oh, of course it was. Of course it was. Like fake as in like it never existed or like a
No, it probably was like
counterfeit one.
Yeah, that's what I'm
A
thinking.
knockoff. I don't know. Probably. It's probably all fake. She probably like, yeah.
I don't believe. I have to question everything.
Everything with her. Everything. Oh no, where'd my other monitor go? Uh-oh.
I told you it's that type of Friday.
Here we go. I know. It's
everything. Everything is like, nope, we're done.
All right. In November 2016, Mr. Marraccini and I went to a Tony Robbins conference.
Exciting.
Oh, confirmation here. Mike said it was definitely a knockoff. So
yeah,
much real, but knockoff. Okay. There we go. Interesting. He said the conference would help our relationship by helping me to get over the abortion because, he was struggling at work and told me this conference would help give him more direction to find out what he really wanted to do, which he said would make him a better partner. I thought he didn't have a job. During the conference, Mr. Marraccini emotionally and verbally abused me, often in front of other people, as they usually do. For example, journaling and sharing within a group was an important part of the conference. Every time I shared with the group what I had written, Mr. Marraccini laughed at me, made fun of me, and put me down in front of everyone else. Were you telling everybody lies, though? Because you probably wrote a whole story, and he was probably just like, oh, that's not even what happened. Like, he's probably laughing.
Or did he was he cringing?
Probably.
He was probably cringing.
Right.
Or it's like, ooh, don't do that.
Hi, Spatty. So happy to see you during the day. Tony Robbins has entered the chat. Oh, yes.
I need a bingo card.
I know, right? Elville says in the text she forces him to go to the conference, followed by butt stuff. Oh, man. I cannot wait to get to 2025.
Butt stuff.
Ugh. Right? Oh, I can't wait. But we can't get there because I think there's a lot of stuff that happens in between that is important to telling the rest of Mike's story.
I did not see that coming.
I didn't know there was butt stuff.
That.
All right. Well, the more you know. Let's see. Okay, so he laughed at her. I was in tears throughout the conference because of his beratement. You're always crying. She's always crying all of the time. Once when I was crying, which could have been numerous times, one of the people who worked for the Tony Robbins Corporation approached me and asked if I was okay. They told me they had overheard Mr. Marraccini putting me down and asked if I wanted to break up with him publicly on stage. I felt ashamed and said no, because I'm a good person who didn't humiliate him in front of everybody.
Hey.
Right?
I'm going to take things that never happened for $500.
Right? Like, oh, it's always so funny when she's like pulling these theatrics in front of other people. It's clearly to get attention from somebody. So she can be like, look, see, somebody else knew I was really crying and upset, even though it's not. It's one person is at least going to stop by and be like, oh my God, are you okay? That doesn't mean what you're crying about is even true. It just means that there are nice people out there that are not you. Now, after the conference, in late November or early December 2016, Mr. Marraccini and I took a break. He told me that it was unnatural for me not to be over the abortion and that he didn't want to be with someone who was depressed. He told me he would only be with me if I was medicated. Well,
I don't blame him.
During this time, I sought treatment for the depression that Mr. Marraccini insisted I suffered from. You literally have spent the last 5 pages saying you are suffering from that, from the abortion. So are you, aren't you? I don't understand.
She doesn't even know.
A couple of weeks later, he asked me to dinner at my favorite restaurant, and we started seeing each other again. Isn't that great? Now,
he must have got a text from Dad.
Right. Well, next, on December 9th, 2016, which is the text date that we've already heard from, I felt suicidal and reached out to my parents for help. I was overwhelmed and felt bad about the abortion and Mr. Marraccini's hatred towards me. My parents contacted Mr. Marraccini and pleaded with him to be supportive and intervene. Now, remember, his stepdad is very sick in the hospital at this point in time. I did not want to talk with him and ignored his calls for several hours because we got to make it as dramatic as possible. My parents called the police and had them come check on me. The police took me to the ER. Oh, so it was the ER.
So they did do a well check because we were wondering about that.
Where I was given IV fluids. For what? For being depressed? They're not going to give you fluids just out of nowhere, right? They're not going to.
That's not been my experience.
No.
For how that works in the ER.
No, it's never happened to me either. It's like histrionic, I think it's called. It's that and a combination of other things. All of the things. Actually, just the whole DSM-5. Just all of it.
Everything.
I'm sure it's in there.
Personality tours.
She just needs to get off the gluten.
It's the gluten. I said that the other day. It's the gluten. Stop with the gluten.
Right? Oh my goodness. You want the police call audios? I know, right? Damn. I spoke with a psychologist and was released later that night after I had calmed down and no longer felt like I was a risk to myself. Okay. Contrary to Mr. Marraccini's allegation in his declaration, I was never treated in an inpatient facility. God,
I thought that was her mother that said that.
It was. It was. I'm pretty sure it was her mom that said that in the text.
I thought so too. Huh. I wonder where he got that idea then.
Right? Depression, dehydration, same thing. A saline drip cures depression. Who knew? Who knew
Are
this
you
whole
depressed?
time?
Drink some water. Get your Powerade. You're good.
Look at that. I mean, it just doesn't sound like how it normally goes, but okay. Okay. Yep, you say so.
Water and ibuprofen cures everything.
I mean, she's probably dehydrated for sure. I mean, she just spends all night just writing shit and stalking people, allegedly. Now, on December 30th, 2016, Mr. Marraccini and I flew to Iceland. We had been planning this trip since early November. Isn't that when they broke up? And decided on Iceland since Mr. Marraccini wanted to go there. He said the trip would help our relationship. He told me everything he wanted to do in Iceland, and I planned and paid for it.
I was going to say, I thought she booked the trip. It was her that did all that.
Yes.
Because apparently he had wanted to take a trip and he canceled it because of her. And they had, I don't know, something happened. And she rebooked the trip, or she booked the trip.
Yeah, something like that is what he talked about in the interview he did with Megan Fox. Yeah, just, oh man, this guy, poor guy, man. The trip cost at least $15,000.
She's got a tab. She was keeping score.
Right. And I emptied my childhood savings account to pay for it.
Oh, good Lord. Then
that's your own dumbass fault, Laura.
You're dumb.
You're dumb.
You're dumb.
Dumb. Now, during the flight from San Francisco to Reykjavik, Iceland, Reykjavik? Yeah, I think it's Reykjavik, Iceland, Mr. Marraccini berated me nonstop for hours. He criticized me for nearly everything I said or did. Oh, this reminds me, because I did finish Mike's interview last night, and I misspoke on one of the other episodes where I said that she just showed up to the airport and he didn't know. That it's actually not the case. He did know she was coming, but only in like the last few days, because the parents and I think his family were just like, oh, you guys should go. So she didn't just randomly show up at the airport. So I will retract what I said earlier in one of the other episodes. So he did know she was going, but it was like very a short window and he really wasn't pleased about it. But it seemed like he got a lot of peer pressure.
Well, he probably didn't say anything because she did pay for it and she did book it. So he wasn't going to be like, you know, what are you doing here? You know what I mean? Like, no, I don't want you to get like, I don't know. And there's a certain pressure where if somebody like paid for your vacation and like where it's like, I feel like I gotta go. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm reaching.
I don't know. She's crazy. Do you think her piggy bank is shaped like a horse?
Yes. I don't think she has a piggy bank. It's called the Bank of Mom and Dad.
Right? And her father's a big deal, in case you didn't know. He's a local celebrity, radio celebrity.
Do you know who she is?
Obviously. Now, where were we? He criticized me for nearly everything I said or did. If I turned my head to look at him when he said something, he'd criticize me for turning too quickly, telling me that my reflexes were unnaturally fast and that there was something wrong with me. What? Who says that? Oh, thank you.
Or maybe she looked like she was a tweaker and he's like, dude, you'll look like, or like she's manic.
It's just so funny. Oh, thank you for being a member, Spetty Ross.
Or maybe he's noticing her behaviors because sometimes you can tell when someone's on a, like,
yeah,
you know,
just constantly. Her reflexes.
Well, she's looking paranoid.
Fast. Probably.
Well, she's looking paranoid. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
But like, what are you going to be doing in some plain seats? Like, okay. All right. I like how she's building herself up. Like, I have amazing reflexes.
I'm like,
he criticized my career and told me I was bad at my job and was worthless. Thought you didn't have a job, babe?
She can't decide.
This and the horse shows and lawyers and always eating out. Yeah, no. She spent all of her money on the trip to Iceland, guys. Oh, thank you, Spetty. We appreciate it. Yes. She's unnaturally fast. Did she copy all these crazy stories from Twilight fanfic? Yeah. I mean, this reading is officially 50 Shades of Cray Cray. All right. We're getting there. We're getting there. But yeah. Gosh. Oh, wait. I already said that. He told me I was ugly and that nobody else would ever want to date me. When I would try to kiss him and cheer him up, he'd tell me I was gross and a bad kisser. Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, were you?
I bet so. He said I was bad in bed. Oh, the horror. The horror.
I mean.
Then he said, oh my gosh, you guys. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Then he said he wanted to have a threesome since sex with me was so boring. So you want to bring a friend when somebody else is boring? Like, that's
I
mean to the
mean,
person you're inviting. Rude. Wow.
don't punish the third.
Oh, wow, you guys. He suggested a threesome with my sister or with a black man.
Okay, so that's a
What?
huge, like that's like, woo.
What?
That's a little extreme from
Right.
sister to black man.
Right.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, that's a whole, okay. So apparently she's saying Mike's into incest and cuckolds, but I'm bad in bed, so let's invite somebody else in. What?
I'm not judging.
She's just, I don't think that's true at all.
Oh, no, I don't think it is either.
I think she's just like, how can I make him sound like the biggest pervert ever?
I mean, you got to prove, how do you prove he didn't say it? Like, it's a conversation.
What's up with her frizzy hair? Your Hellville's husband and Buffy have a lot of questions about her hair.
I do have questions about her. Yeah, like, do something, girl.
But because she loved him, Daria. She loved him. Going directly for her sister, though. Yeah, no. He said it would turn him on to watch someone else have sex with me. Would it, though? Because apparently you were very bad and boring. So I don't know about that.
Maybe he was just hoping someone else would do it.
Right. And to each their own. There's nothing, nothing wrong with a cuckold kink. But I don't think she's being truthful about this. I told him no, and that I felt uncomfortable. He seemed to enjoy putting me down. His criticisms went on for hours, and I cried on and off throughout the entire flight and every day of all of our relationships.
Poor girl.
Like, okay, all right. Now, about 6 hours into the flight, Mr. Marraccini went to the bathroom. Let me pause right there. In his interview with Megan, he said he went and locked himself in the bathroom for like 2 hours to get away from her because she was crying. She was hysterical. Everybody was looking. She was embarrassment that even the flight attendants was like, you need to calm down. Like, what is even happening? He was so embarrassed. He went and hid in an airport bathroom or an airplane bathroom, nonetheless, for like an hour or two. Like,
yeah, I'm sure other passengers were pretty mad. There was one less bathroom to use. Poor guy. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Now, I stayed in my seat and was crying. A passenger in the row in front of me slipped me a note, a true and correct photocopy of which is attached here to as Exhibit 2, which said, and by the way, it's garbage, but Buffy did give me the actual ones to read, but she puts it in here, so it's fine. It says, "Dear girlfriend," because that's what people say to other people they don't know. I know the Lord had me overhear your conversation to let you know you are a very beautiful young woman that should have a man that makes you that should have a man that makes you cry with wonderful laughter, not bullying you. You are being verbally, scratch that, abused, and he will never love you like you deserve. I'm very concerned about you, and I'm praying for you. Run from him and get help and protection. He doesn't care what you think or say or do. He is a very sick man and will make you sick if you stay with him. Please take this to heart and get help fast. Karen. By the way, I did pull up her request, her restraining order request, to like compare the handwriting, and at a certain point the Y's are very similar. That sounds a little, who writes a stranger in that way? Dear girlfriend, like, what? I mean, people do pass notes, when they see something like this
How
happening.
old is she? Like,
I don't know. Don't know if she even is real. I don't think she is real. I don't know.
Well, she is if she offered to testify.
Well, yeah, but 1940
Or
left
is
that
that
comment saying that her friend Joan didn't even actually say anything that
yeah.
was in her witness statement. So
I
I'm just gonna go no until she
questioning
can,
reality.
right? Agreed. Agreed. Okay. I was shocked when I read the note. For the first time, I started to realize that Mr. Marraccini was emotionally abusive, which is not something I wanted to acknowledge because it was really me the whole time. After reading it, I quickly put the note in my backpack to make sure he didn't see it. I was scared that he would lose his temper and make a scene if he found out about it. I also did not want him to know who gave it to me in fear that he would lash out at her. For the rest of the flight, I tried to avoid talking to him since I didn't want him to get mad. Or everybody on the plane was like, girl, shut up. All right?
I mean,
We got
can you
another
imagine?
7 hours and 45 minutes on this plane. We're going to need you to shut it. Okay? Thanks.
It's bad enough being on a plane with like kids and babies and
Right?
yeah.
Even if he was a dick to her, I would be so much worse. I would be so
I mean, I would
much worse.
too. I mean, I would be like, oh my God, you got us. Well, that's embarrassing too.
Is Karen on the state's witness list for the felony? Oh my gosh. Oh, no. We'll get there, everybody. We'll get there. That would be wild. I don't know. I don't think that's the same person. And then her mom like emails her like a year later.
Well, we know her last name, Karen Ilmberger, right?
Right. But that doesn't mean like she actually said it. She could have just like looked up a name. Do we even
Yeah,
know?
but that's what I'm saying. Is she on the state's witness list? You should be able to see.
I don't know. All right. Why don't you do the next section when I go potty and get some more coffee?
Wait, where did we stop? Now
We are on
figure it
page
out again.
7. Physical abuse.
Oh, wait. That's different for me. Page under physical abuse. Okay.
Yeah.
In the middle of the first or second night of our Iceland trip, I was sound asleep when Mr. Marraccini woke me up by screaming at me. I mean, I don't know that I would wake you up if you finally stopped crying. He was in a rage. Okay. This wasn't on the plane. Sorry. I misread that. He was in a rage, the likes of which I had never before seen. He was furious at me for sending a photo of us in Iceland to a friend of mine via Snapchat, which got back to him via another friend. I didn't think I had done anything wrong and couldn't understand why he was so mad. But he just kept screaming at me. He said he didn't want people to know he went to Iceland with me since he told everyone he was going alone. He told me he was embarrassed to be seen with me. Throughout the trip, he didn't want me in any of his social media posts or photos. Then he told me that if I went along with what he wanted and was good on the trip, that maybe he would post photos of us together and tell people he was with me. He insulted me and put me down repeatedly, calling me a fucking psychopath and crazy as he was screaming at me. I pulled out the note from the WOW Airlines passenger. I told him he treated me so badly that even a total stranger was concerned for my well-being, but he didn't seem to care and just brushed it off. I had never seen him so enraged and was afraid he would snap and hurt me. I felt like he wasn't even treating me like a human being. I cried myself to sleep that night. When I woke up the next day, on or around January 1st, 2017, Mr. Marraccini was in a totally different mood. He said he wanted to have a good trip and start things off differently. He started to kiss me. She always leaves me when it starts to get graphic. Have you noticed that? Have you guys noticed that? She always does this. It's literally every time she leaves. Okay. Oh, I love you. That's our producer back there with the sound effects. Okay. While we were making out, he used both, and we need a trigger warning, I think, here, huh? While we were making out, he used both of his hands to shove me into the headboard, causing my head to slam into it. He had never been rough with me like this before. Then he started to have sex with me. As he was having sex with me, he put his right hand around my neck and strangled me. I was having trouble breathing and started gasping for air. When I did this, he asked me if I liked it. It was hard to talk, but I managed to say no. He strangled me until he climaxed, and then he got off of me. I felt shocked and deeply confused. My neck and throat were sore. I remember laying in bed and staring at the wall for a long time, trying to wrap my head around what he had just done to me. Mr. Marraccini just went back to sleep. Okay, that was a lot. And I have a feeling it's going to get a little bit worse. Oh, she's back.
I'm back.
Yeah, you did it. You did it again.
I did what? Give you the worst parts?
Always. It's like, I have to use the bathroom. I'm going to let you talk about the strangulation during the sexy times.
Oh,
Buffy's
yes.
got this. And I'm like, what?
Why are you making me say this?
Like I made sure to let everybody here know that you do this on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And then
me?
Amos
Yes.
came in with a random sound effect.
Yeah, it's to get back at you, because in the mornings when I try to put up these documents from the victims of Laura Owens site, it doesn't let me for like 20 minutes. And I blame Buffy for it, because it only works when I tell her it's not working. And then it works.
So she's like, here, I'm going to let you read the most disturbing parts of this.
Here we go.
Woo! All right. So later that day.
Where are you, by the way?
Just
so.
26.
Are we on the next page? Oh, there we are. Okay.
Later that day, Mr. Marraccini wanted to have sex again. I wanted him to be affectionate and loving towards me, and didn't think he would hurt me again since it had never happened before. While we were having sex, he told me to pick a number. I said 40, and then he used his open hand to slap my butt real hard.
Okay. Sure, Jan.
I mean, some people would call that foreplay. I don't know. I said, ouch. Yeah.
Is this where the butt stuff comes in?
I thought it was going to be a different type of butt stuff, so I'm kind of grateful. I said, ouch, and told him that hurt. And then he slapped my butt again. You see, you know why people do that? Because it's supposed to hurt. It's part of the fun. Okay. So I told him to stop, but he kept going. He slapped me 40 times in a row and counted down from 40 each time he did this. He told me that the harder he hit me, the more it turned him on. After we finished having sex, my butt was stinging and was bright red. I felt ashamed, and I felt ashamed that I allowed somebody to do that to me. The next day, we talked about him slapping me. I told him I didn't like it and that he hurt me. Throughout the rest of the trip, Mr. Marraccini wanted to have sex daily. Every time we had sex, he strangled me and hit my butt with his bare hand repeatedly.
This is not the Tony Robbins butt stuff, I guess.
Okay.
Oh,
There's more butt
okay.
stuff? Okay.
There's more butt stuff eventually, yes.
Oh, goody. I'll probably end up reading that too. Okay. So this happened between 12 and 15 times. My butt was bruised and sore from him hitting me. I asked him to stop slapping me every time, but he just laughed. Given his temper, and since he is so much bigger than me, I felt like there was little I could do to fight back. There was
Okay.
a part of me that deeply wanted to be with Mr. Marraccini. Oh. I wanted him to be attracted to me and affectionate, so I tried to put up with it. When he continued to strangle me during sex, I told him he was hurting me and asked him why he did that. He said he wanted to be in complete control since it turned him on. He told me, I own you. And I told him I didn't like it, wasn't okay with it, and asked him to stop. He apologized and promised not to strangle or slap me again.
Okay. Straight to jail. Straight to jail. You know, and also what's really gross when she talks about stuff like this is that she's basically saying that these guys are raping her all of the time without saying it. And it's very gross to say that. And she doesn't usually explicitly use that word, but it's implied strongly.
Oh,
like, girl,
100%. That's exactly what she's trying to get across without actually saying it.
Ugh.
This whole thing is ew.
Did Buttons go on this trip with them? Where's Buttons? Is Buttons okay?
Poor Buttons. All right. Throughout our trip, Mr. Marraccini continued to put me down and did things that felt like they were intended to hurt and manipulate me. For example, I am an animal lover, especially horses, which I ride for a living.
No way.
And Mr. Marraccini has known this since we started dating. When we first got together, he also claimed to love animals. During our trip, he ordered horse while we were out to dinner. Wait, you can eat horse?
I mean, there is.
Do they serve this at the House of Prime Rib?
Does Iceland have a House of Prime Rib? Do they eat horse in Iceland? I mean, you can, but I don't think so. Do they eat horse in Iceland? Is that like a thing? Yes. Oh, in Iceland, horse meat is legal, traditional, and eaten in Iceland. So it's, you know, it's a delicacy for their culture over there, but they do consider Icelandic horses to be beloved pets and symbols of national pride. Others are raised for meat production. Okay, so that's like a thing over there, which, you know, okay.
I mean, I wouldn't order it.
Oh, yes. In his interview, he was so stressed out during all of this that no way any of this happened. Okay, no way. She rides horses for a living. U.S. trustee, in case you didn't hear that. For a living. Okay, sorry. Continue on.
No, I was just thinking. Okay.
So he orders horse.
I was appalled and had the waiter cancel the order. Maybe he just wanted to try it. What does it have to do with you? Not everything has to do with you. I mean, whatever. Okay. Maybe I love cows and offended that you ordered a steak.
Right.
I was appalled and had the waiter cancel the order. On another occasion, he got mad and made fun of me because I refused to eat whale or puffin. Maybe you are boring. He said I was boring and that if I didn't eat whale or puffin, he didn't want to be with me since it proved I wasn't open to trying new things.
I don't think that's why he didn't want to be with you, babes.
Oh, no, I think he didn't want to be with you long before that. I just think, you know, it was just maybe you're boring. I don't think you're boring in the boring way. I think you're, yeah. We came back from Iceland on or around January 9th, 2017. On January 10th, 2017, Mr. Marraccini lost his job. I thought he already lost his job. Did he already have did he lose it again?
I don't know. She's not great with this timeline. She goes back and forth all the time.
That's what yeah. Things got worse after this. He told me he was depressed and lost all of motivation. He was constantly angry. I felt like he resented me because I have a successful career that I'm passionate about.
Oh,
what career? Which one? Or none?
Right. Okay, sure.
It also seemed like he wanted to isolate me from my family. He said things like, your mom doesn't love you. You need to realize. Okay. Oh my God.
Oh boy. Do you think do you guys know why he lost his job? Is this like a thing? Like, did she interfere with his job in some way? Because I feel like she would do that. Be like, just to let you know, the guy you hired, he sounds like boring. Makes me cry.
Or she just kept showing up at his job.
Right? Like, did she contribute to that? Because I feel like that's a possibility.
Is she the girlfriend that just likes to show up at like work? Like, if I kept showing up at my husband's work, I'm sure he would get, pulled in. Be like, hey,
I mean, bye, Betty. I mean, she does happen to be at all the same restaurants later. So,
Okay, here we go. I had hoped the abuse would stop once we came home, but it didn't. Mr. Marraccini became even more aggressive after he lost his job. Every time we had sex, he strangled me. This happened 4 to 5 times per week and at least 100 times total.
What? You kept track of that? Like, what?
She did. She's got a spreadsheet.
Okay.
He also she does not like her ass smacked, okay? He also frequently smacked my bare butt with his open hand, sometimes more than 50 times in a row. Sometimes he would tell me to take an Ambien, a sleeping pill, which I had recently been prescribed before sex, so that it would be easier for him to have his way with me.
She'll also take it at dinner. Don't forget.
Oh yeah, so maybe that was misprint, or like she misspoke and said Ambien instead of Ativan, but it was obviously Ambien.
I think it was Ambien because that's when you take it when you're out to dinner with people.
and
calm down. Oh boy.
Right. Okay, so sex with Mr. Marraccini felt like abuse, not loving and intimate. I often cried while he had sex with me. After he would finish having sex with me, I would tell him that he hurt me and asked him to stop strangling me. Sometimes he apologized and said that he just lost control. He'd swear he was going to work on himself and promise to stop. Other times he'd brush it off and act like I enjoyed it, even though I repeatedly told him I did not. On numerous occasions, he told me the control was a turn on for him and that he needed it since sex with me was too boring or too vanilla.
Okay, somebody's definitely read 50 Shades of Grey.
Somebody has definitely read 50 Shades of Grey.
This might even be plagiarism at this point.
I think yes. In fact, yes.
Right?
I never even heard
I don't know.
it called vanilla until I read the book. Like, yeah.
Wow.
So I just don't know if that was just in everybody's like vocabulary or their lexicon before that. And not mine. Maybe I'm boring.
Maybe you're vanilla.
Maybe I'm totally vanilla. Totally vanilla. Anyways, in mid-February 2017, while we were having sex, Mr. Marraccini was again. was
She
on
wants the
top
courts
of
to
me.
know she has a sex life. Thank you very much.
She wants them to like. Oh my god, she's dear diary. Today he did this.
Yes.
Today he did this. Today he did this. Okay, right. All right. Okay, he was on top of me. He put his left hand on my arm to hold me down. He squeezed it so hard that I had a bruise for several days, which I took photos of a day or two later. See Exhibit 3, photos of my bruised arm taken February 18th, 2017. And then he used his right hand to strangle me. I could barely breathe. And when I started gasping for air, he shoved 2 fingers down my throat, which caused me to gag.
With which
When I
hand?
did,
Which hand did he let go of? The arm or the neck for the 2 fingers to go? I'm just wondering.
yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
Sorry, I'm visualizing in my head how that works. Anyway, so when I started gasping for air, he shoved 2 fingers down my throat, which caused me to gag. And when I did this, he said, "Good girl, good girl." Ew.
No way this guy said this to her.
I know. It's just, you picture the guy from like that interview, and I'm like,
Yeah, I know, right? You're like,
no. I kind
really?
of could see her doing it to him, because she seems a little bit more aggressive than he is. But
she's been wearing out those incognito tabs.
I'm thinking.
Right? Okay.
I felt panicked and didn't understand what he was doing. I was crying. I kept thinking that I didn't want to do anything to upset him as he did this. Really? Because if someone's gagging me, I'm probably fighting back. I mean, at least trying. Like, I may not be successful, but like, I feel like I'm like, and I'm fighting back. I'm punching and like kicking or whatever. And then decide, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like you'd fight a little bit before you gave up.
I just think your natural reflex, like just that would be my natural reflex.
Well, especially with gagging and like choking, the body's natural reaction is to fight, to breathe. Like, you are going to fight. People are smothered. Like, you watch it on like all those shows. They fight. Their body is just involuntarily like fighting. Like, I just don't know that okay. So I kept thinking I didn't want to do anything to upset him as he did this, since I didn't want to push him over the edge. And after he stopped having sex with me, I asked him why he put his fingers down my throat and told him I didn't like it, and he brushed it off and ignored me. I don't know that the conversation would go like that for me. Like, why did you put your fingers down my throat? I'd be like, dude, don't fucking do that. Sorry, my mouth. Be like, dude, don't do that. Like, no. I don't know. That's just weird.
Well, she did just say that he had pinned down one of her arms and squeezed real hard. But other than that, no, she hasn't said
that. Okay, so on another occasion in February 2017.
Man, February was a wild month for them, apparently.
It's
just a lot of fucking and spanking.
It's love month. There's a lot of love and spanking happening in February.
A lot.
Mr. Marraccini strangled me during sex so hard that it left red marks on my neck. I sent pictures of the marks to my sister, but did not save these photos because I was afraid he would find them.
Okay.
I deleted many pictures and texts for this reason. There were 2 other occasions when I had marks on my neck where he strangled me. Cannot remember exactly when it was. How convenient. But believe it was in May and July of 2017.
Right. Oh, I deleted the photos and the text. How convenient. Because that's one of my complaints about this whole thing, is she never actually provides like any text messages or anything like that, just showing him being a dick to her. I mean, even to her parents, while his stepdad is in the hospital and he is going through all of that, he is still being an incredibly nice guy to her parents in these text messages, whether they're her or not, it doesn't matter. He's still being very nice and keeping it cool. He's not being a dick about it like I would be. And she's saying, oh, I didn't have all the other stuff that would prove that he was an abusive. Because listen, if somebody's verbally and emotionally abusive to you, they're probably going to be that way in text too. Like,
Oh, yeah.
and nothing.
Absolutely.
You have nothing to show us of him being, because you know she would.
You have nothing that says, you piece of shit, you suck at life.
Right.
You'll never be anything. There's nothing. Because
Right.
he said it in text message. Those people don't censor. They censor themselves around other people, but not to you. They'll say it in text to you.
Mm-hmm. How convenient.
Sometime in February 2017, I noticed tiny red spots around my eyes after Mr. Marraccini strangled me, which I now know is called petechial hemorrhage. This became common, and I took photos on a couple of occasions, and I want to see those in color.
Well, she kept these photos, though, guys. Not the other photos.
Again, petechial hemorrhage is in the white part of the eye.
Right, that's what I thought.
So she says around my eyes and cheeks. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I mean, I did go to nursing school once upon a time.
I don't think you're wrong.
I didn't say I was a nurse. I just said I went to school because I'm here. Sometimes my eyes were also bloodshot and I had dark circles around my eye sockets. At one point, my mom confronted me about the red spots and asked how I got them. I told her Mr. Marraccini was strangling me during sex, and that I believe the tiny spots were a result of the strangulation. On or around Valentine's Day. Man, we're just...
Oh, so all of that was before Valentine's Day?
Before Valentine's Day? Well, there's a whole 14 days before the actual love day.
That's true.
This is the lead up. That was foreplay. On or around Valentine's Day weekend in February 2017, we took a trip to Napa Valley. I had recently gotten a dog from a shelter who had been attacked and had a shaved head and stitches.
It's Buttons.
Aww.
Buttons has entered the story.
Finally, the whole time, Mr. Marraccini complained about how ugly the dog was. Okay,
I mean,
but I saw the picture. He's
not that ugly. No.
But
you can still say a dog is ugly. I mean, that's just, it can be.
Okay, but I've seen some ugly dogs, but there are ugly dogs, but you still love ugly dogs.
Right.
Ugly dogs need love too.
Right.
He said he wanted to punch the dog. He told me I was cruel for keeping the dog alive because it was old and blind and ugly. I mean, and that I should have let it die in the shelter.
I mean, maybe he was just like, oh, is this
put the thing out of its misery?
like
I don't know.
Either.
I don't know if you believe he said any of this, because
Right.
I just find it hard to believe.
If he did say it, I think it would be like in a joking way. Like, oh, that dog, I could probably punt that dog across the room. That doesn't mean somebody's actually going to do that.
I have made that joke before. In
Right.
fact, me and my sister, we volunteer at the local shelter. We make a joke when the little dogs come in that we have more puntables in the back or
Right.
something like that. Like, that's what we call them because they're football dogs. I'm sorry, they are. You just carry them like this, like a football.
Right.
You know?
Right. Half-ass fashion, which I love that name. That's great. If someone threatened my dog, you know what I wouldn't do? Send him 1,000 follow-up text messages. Like, yeah, like, girl, whoa. Okay. I can't wait till we read all of those later.
Oh, no. Nobody comes between me and my dog. I love my dog.
Okay.
Okay. So He said he wanted to punt the dog. He told me I was cruel for keeping the dog alive, blah, blah, blah. At one point, the dog had an accident in the hotel room. Mr. Marraccini got mad at me and screamed at me for having a dog that wasn't potty trained. During this trip, Mr. Marraccini strangled me during sex several times.
I'm just going to slip that back in there.
It's like he was mean to my dog. But also, I just need to remind you, in case you forgot the last few paragraphs, he also did that too.
It probably, I mean, I don't know if he got mad or not, or if it's even true, but I could see her being like not letting it out to go to the bathroom and then being pissed you let the dog go to the bathroom because you didn't take him outside.
I mean, I would be mad too because, I'm going to have to pay a cleaning fee.
Right? I mean, I don't know if that's what happened, but
I don't know either. Maybe he stepped in it and he cussed. I mean, sometimes.
I mean, I don't think, how could he be mad at a blind dog for going to the bathroom, Like,
I'm just saying, my dogs are blind and I say a lot of bad words when I step in a mess.
Oh, yeah. Nobody likes it. But what a dick.
He's such a bad guy, y'all. I just don't know if I believe any of this, though.
No, I don't.
I feel like she's just making shit up.
Oh, 100% she's just making shit up. There's no way. No way. Just because the way she writes it is just like, ugh, so dramatic. Anyhow.
Sometime in February, this all happened. The shortest month of the year. All this happened.
Right?
Sometime in February 2017, Mr. Marraccini asked me to take and pay for a trip to Dubai with him. Y'all go on trips. Y'all
to Dubai. Wow.
Napa Valley, Iceland. Like, y'all.
She's paying for all of it.
Is she?
Probably.
Well, now
he doesn't have a job or anything right now, Well, he might by March. I don't know, but.
I mean, that's very unclear because apparently he has a job, he loses a job, he has a job, he loses a job. I don't know.
Which savings account did she get the money from is what I want to know.
That was her life savings from when she was a kid.
Why are we not on the vertical? Oh, we are. We're just very small like that. Okay.
Sorry, yeah, we're side by side.
We're side by side.
Okay. Okay, so he asked me to take and pay for a trip to Dubai with him. He said it was a good time because he wasn't employed. He told me the trip would be good for us and would help restore our relationship. He hadn't told me that he loved me yet, but said he had a feeling he would be ready to say it in Dubai. Or did she think it? I think
totally.
She thought it. I think she was like, you know what? I bet if I take him to Dubai, I know he's not ready, but I bet he'll say it this time.
It's going to be our Hallmark movie moment, guys.
I feel like that's what she does in her head. Like, she's like, this is how it's going to play out.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
She's got a cross between Hallmark and like smut films, like playing in her head.
Yes, she does. Yeah, she definitely thinks she can buy love and affection. That she does. And I'm going to go with Daddy Ron probably threw money all the time at them.
That's what I was thinking.
To get them to shut up and leave him alone.
And it sounds like that's how she knows, like, that's what she equates. How to buy love.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Wing.
He often said he was almost ready to say, I love you. I wanted good things for us and for him to be happy, so I agreed. He berated and verbally abused me throughout the Dubai trip in March 2017. He took me to... Man, you haven't learned to stop taking trips with this man if this is all that happens? Like, you're not married. You're not stuck with him. You don't live in the same house. You can literally just hit block.
Right? But okay. Sure, Laura. Okay.
He took me to a watch store and asked me to buy him a $10,000 watch and to be his sugar mama. When he had... Maybe she said, let's go to this watch store. I'll be your sugar mama. I feel
totally.
I feel like she's twisted. I feel like maybe stuff like this was said, but it's being twisted as to like who said it. Maybe he laughed and agreed and she took that as like
See,
'Cause I
that's
feel like
why I
she does
wonder if
that.
she interfered with his job. Because, if you want more control over the person and more time with them, you're going to need them to lose their job. And then you can
Right.
dangle the money over them. And then you get more time with them because they're unemployed.
Oh, yeah,
And
that
then they
happens a
owe you more
lot in
stuff.
toxic relationships.
I don't know if that's
'Cause I
true,
need you
but
to depend on me.
50 Shades of Jingle Bells.
Oh, Lord. So he took me to a watch store, asked me to buy a watch and be his sugar mama, which I'm sure she agreed to. When we had sex, he strangled and or slapped me every time. I felt abused and taken advantage of and withdrew from him emotionally during this trip.
Sure.
But the block button, where like
Right? I love that she thinks she can control her emotions enough to withdraw them. Because, girl, if you could, we wouldn't be here today.
right?
Right?
In or around late March 2017, I was with Mr. Marraccini at my house when he started having sex with me on the couch. He was on top of me. He grabbed a pillow and put it over my face. He held it down with his right hand and was thrusting it into my face. Okay. I was wriggling under him and trying to get him off of me. I tried to scream, but could barely make a sound with the pillow smothering my face. It was hard to breathe, and I remember thinking to myself, is he going to kill me? I felt like he was treating me like a cadaver. Ew, that's not at all where I was going.
He is all the weird shit. Just kidding, Mike. We know you're not. But she just must have went to Pornhub and just went down the list of categories and was like, I'm going to write about each and every one of these because they all happened to me by the same person.
That's what I said. I need to see her search history.
Right. It is so windy. Oh my goodness. Sorry.
Okay. So I felt like he was treating me like a cadaver. Ew. And then I was just a body he was abusing and having sex with. When he climaxed, he told me this was the best sex we've ever had.
Her being dead. I like you more when you act dead because you shut up.
I was about to say, maybe it's because he put the pillow so she'd stop fucking talking. That is not okay.
No. And I don't think this happened either.
I don't think it's happened either, but this is not okay for any, I know we put the warning out at the beginning, but but also, okay. So this is the best sex we've ever had. And he told me he liked controlling my access to air and that he wanted to control every aspect of my life. I felt completely demoralized.
Right. Because that sounds like him.
Okay. When did she get pregnant with?
It was within it was, I want to say June 2016, just a few months after they started dating.
So this is a year after.
Yes, this is a complete.
I'm sorry. I feel like sometimes the line.
Oh, she does. Yeah.
Timeline is not completely clear in my brain.
Yeah. I mean, maybe she comes pregnant again. I don't know. With all the sex they're having, how could she not? Because she's the most fertile myrtle I ever ran into. But no, I think it was when they first started dating in 2016, just a month or two afterwards.
I need to start building a visual or something.
Yes.
All right. So, and that he wanted to control every aspect of my life. I felt completely demoralized. Sometime in March 2017, I sought treatment for anxiety related to Mr. Marraccini's abuse of me. I was unable to sleep and was having nightmares and night sweats. In May 2017, Mr. Marraccini, his mother, and his sister went into my apartment without my permission while I was not home. How do you know that? How do you know that?
Oh, she's about to say.
I had given Mr. Marraccini a key while I was traveling in April 2017 and believe he made a copy without my permission. How do you know that? I found out about his going there with his mother and sister when his mom mentioned to me that Mr. Marraccini had taken them into my house.
Right? Like, oh, he's using my house to host other people while I'm out. It's his mom and sister, first of all. And I don't think that they're like, yeah, let's just go to Laura's while she's out of town. What?
Okay, so mom mentioned that they went into her house. She gave him a key. So presumably he's been given permission to be in the house.
Exactly.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But
Just
how
wanted to make
nefarious
sure.
he is.
I'm just making sure that's what I read, because I'm like, well, I presume, like, why would you give him a key?
Right.
Okay. On or around June 9th, 2017, Mr. Marraccini and I were in Carmel.
You know why? You know why she brought that up? And the fact that I believe he made a key to make it seem like she was more scared of him. That's why she brought it up, I bet. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like, by the way, he might have a key and I'm so scared he's going to kill me.
Change your logs.
Mm-hmm. I bet that's why she put that in.
First thing I did after my divorce.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
All right.
No, you're cool. Because I didn't think about that. Because she did mention being scared to be alone. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
On or around June 9th, 2017, Mr. Marraccini and I were in Carmel when he tried to lock me in a sauna at a spa. Also, during this trip, while we were walking together at dusk, he used one hand to push me off the sidewalk and into a bush.
I'm sorry. While we were walking together at dusk. Like, who says that, Laura? Nobody. He pushed me into a bush. Is that different than a shrub?
I guess I'm just picturing like la 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 flunk. Like,
right? Oh, man.
I mean, were you crying?
Oh.
Yeah.
But don't worry.
She's ridiculous. Okay. I caught myself before falling. When I asked
this is
him
nothing
why,
then. So it's nothing then, Laura. It's nothing. Nothing actually happened.
When I asked him why he pushed me, he just laughed and said he was having fun.
What a nightmare.
Oh, Lord. In or around June 2017. Lord, she's got like, okay. Mr. Marraccini. Oh my God. Here we go again. Mr. Marraccini was having sex with me. He stopped having sex with me and then demanded I give him oral sex. He grabbed my head. Oh. Hold on. I need my pearls.
Right? Who was it suggested that we buy some?
That was Lady in Gray.
She was like, you need to buy some pearls so you can clutch them through all of this. Maybe.
He grabbed my head. Okay. And thrust his penis into my mouth. He held back my head so I couldn't move and thrust his penis so far down my throat that I threw up. Okay, this just made me think about our conversation before the stream.
Yes, with your microphone.
I did not know this was coming up when I brought that up.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Apparently,
don't do it because Savage will totally clip it. Don't do it.
No, I'm not. That was just for me and you. This happened several times during our relationship.
Right? Bust out if you got booze, bust it out, guys. Oh boy.
Jeez. Getting hot. All right. In or around June 2017, Mr. Marraccini suffocated me with a pillow again during sex.
Yeah.
We were on the couch. I could barely breathe. I tried to scream, but nothing came out. I thought he was going to kill me. I remember feeling responsible for what he was doing to me and so sad that things had gotten to this point. I had gone from being a confident, independent woman, and now I was being suffocated. I remember thinking it didn't matter if he killed me, since I had already lost self-respect anyway.
I love
And
that
at
she was
some
like, I
point-
was a confident, independent woman who had my parents contact my boyfriend to keep dating me. But I'm independent, guys.
I'm a strong, independent woman. At some point, I lost consciousness completely. And when I came to, I was on the bed with the pillow over me. He was pressing the pillow into my face, and my head was shoved against the wall sideways. This was the most violent he had ever been towards me. And then he grabbed me and turned me around so that I was on my stomach. I couldn't even lift my head. Couldn't even lift my head up since I was so weak.
So weak.
And then he told me, get on your knees. I was in a total daze. I'm sorry. Okay. Nobody's actually going to ask me to do any audible reads. Yeah. Because I would never be able to do this.
Oh boy. I think I'm blushing over here. Oh my goodness.
All right. Oh, girl. Mr. Buffy's in trouble tonight.
Right. Is Mr. Buffy watching?
I was in a total daze. I did what he said. I was afraid of what he would do if I didn't. He had wait, do you finish drinking?
Okay, sorry. Okay, I'm fine. We're grown-ups. Who raised children?
I am not a girl. Age.
So you didn't have to read anymore. She wrote all this in a court document, guys. What? Okay. By the way, apparently, is this the only time he ejaculated in her mouth? Because she didn't bring it up several other 100 times. So she must have gotten better. Just kidding. Just kidding. Okay.
Okay.
Whew, all right.
He ejaculated in my mouth. I have never been so demeaned in my entire life, honey. I didn't say a word to him after this. I felt completely broken as a human being and hated myself for being with someone who did this to me. I went to the bathroom. When I came back, Mr. Marraccini was asleep. In November 2017, I brought this incident up to Mr. Marraccini after we broke up, and I asked him what type of man needs to suffocate and strangle a woman in order to get himself off. And he told me that it was my fault because I brought that out of him.
Like, if this did happen between them, who here thinks that it was Laura's idea? It was like, you know what? I'm kind of into this. You know?
All right. I'll be right back.
Okay. Do you want me to continue on?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You go have a break. Oh, we need a sexy Poe, maybe. I don't know. Poe's too innocent. I feel bad that little Poe's even hearing this. Sorry, Poe. I withdrew from the relationship after this. This is where she drew the line, guys. I was afraid of him and started spending less time with him. I traveled a lot from July to October 2017 and had hoped that by pulling back, there would be a natural end to our relationship. I think it happened before July, but okay. When I tried to talk with him about us not seeing each other anymore, He'd tell me that he would work on being better. Oh, how thoughtful. Bruce says, reading her text messages, her pattern is that she asks someone if they want to do something, and if they say okay, then she writes it in court documents that they did it or they wanted to do it. I mean, that checks out. Just like, oh, I made an appointment to see the doctor. It's the same, right? Like, no, that's not how it works. She turns it around and makes it seem like it's their idea instead of hers. Yes, she is so full of crap. All right, now let's get into the stalking, okay? Because so far, this is all hubbubaloo. By October 2017, I was only spending time with Mr. Marraccini sporadically and was deliberately trying to see less of him. You guys, she's trying to stay away. I began canceling our plans since I didn't want to be around him. I think she probably kept trying to make plans. And he was like, no. When I did this, he started showing up at places within a 2-block radius of my apartment that he knows I frequent. He also started coming to my house unannounced, even when I told him not to or was ignoring his calls or texts. In October or November 2017, my insomnia worsened. Did you not take your Ambien? Or I was waking up in the middle of the night in a sweat from nightmares about him trying to strangle and kill me. I was and continue to be constantly afraid of seeing him. When traditional antidepressants stopped working, my doctor prescribed ketamine therapy, which was administered directly by my doctor to treat my PTSD and depression, and not prescribed as a horse tranquilizer, contrary to Mr. Marraccini's allegation in his declaration, which is exactly what it is. And I would love for Laura to tell me what the process is when you get ketamine treatment. You think she knows how that goes? I do. I bet she doesn't. I bet she doesn't at all, because she says my doctor prescribes it to me. I believe in 2018, you could only do it through an IV at the time. They didn't even have like the nasal sprays and things like that, I think. But here's the thing. She's only been depressed in like the last year. She claims she never had an issue with it before. And now she's saying all the traditional antidepressants, all, 150 of them weren't working for me. So my doctor decided to do ketamine, this game changer. And it is a game changer. I have nothing bad to really say about it. But you know how long you usually have to be on antidepressants before they go doing this other stuff? A long time. Hi, Mama Llama. Hello, welcome. Thanks for joining. I'm glad Buffy was done reading her part before you showed up. And then I didn't have to read it. One Wednesday night in October 2017, I was with my family at Maybeck's restaurant, less than 2 blocks away from my apartment. My family and I regularly have dinner at Maybeck's on Wednesdays, which Mr. Marraccini knew. He had come to Wednesday dinner at Maybeck's a couple of times and had criticized the restaurant and said it was terrible. She's trying to get him banned from there. Mr. Marraccini and his sister walked into Maybeck's and sat down 3 tables over. Didn't her mom say he sat at the back of the restaurant? You guys, oh my gosh, he stared at us. No. This made me very uncomfortable. Not the staring again. Oh my goodness. Angie says it was super expensive then too, and not covered by insurance. That's right. It's like $500 a session. You have to do 5 or 6 of them or something like that. I know people that were getting it done at the time. So yeah, we know. Now, sometime in, hold on, where'd my little mouse go? There we go. Sometime in November 2017, Mr. Marraccini asked if he could come over. I told him no. It was late and I was in bed already. 5 to 10 minutes later, he showed up at my house and knocked at my front door. I stayed in bed and ignored him. He banged on the door and yelled my name and said he knew I was home because he could hear the TV. I was worried my neighbors would get upset about the loud banging and yelling, so I opened the door. I asked him why he came since I told him not to. He said he was in the neighborhood. Then he started trying to have sex with me. I was too afraid of him to stop it. While we were having sex, he asked me, "How does it make you feel to know I'm sleeping with a tall, blonde girl? She's the complete opposite of you physically." Like, what? Nobody says that. Nobody says that at all. Like, oh my goodness. Oh, there you are, 1940. Hello. We gave you a shout out for one of the comments you left on our video yesterday. Thank you for that. It was a knockoff of Amazon worth like $200. Oh, goodness. Her neighbors are her parents. Right? Where's the text messages? All right. Because this whole scenario right here that she's describing, you are saying that you're talking with him. Where's the messages where you could say, no, I told him not to come, blah, blah, blah. Where are they? You would definitely want to attach those to here. Spoiler alert, they're not there. I told him I didn't care. Then he said, "Doesn't that make you jealous? I like to see you jealous. It's a turn on." Then he held me down using his left hand and strangled me. This was the last time we had sex. Okay. I tried avoid engaging with Mr. Marraccini and hoped he would just leave me alone. He continued to contact me and asked to see me. I was polite and cordial to him since I was afraid of what he would do to me if I wasn't. On or around November 28th, 2017, Mr. Marraccini sent me a text message saying that he saw me and my family at Mamanoko. Oh, there's a text between her and, oh, yes, that's right. I sent him a text message to ask him where he was at the restaurant. He responded, "I was at the bar in the corner. I saw you all when you were walking out and we were just being served. What did you think of it?" It made me very uneasy that he happened to be at the same restaurant I was at, which was within 2 blocks of my apartment, and that he saw me there and said nothing at the time. Oh my goodness, he didn't say anything to her, but then she says later, or somebody else does, that he walked up to her table. I think it was Jan. It was like, he walked up to our table and was talking to us. It was awful. It was one of her or Joan's statement. I was afraid to walk down my street alone because I felt like he was stalking me. Again, I felt like he was stalking me. A lot of feelings. Just because you have feelings, Laura, doesn't make them true. Starting in December 2017, I had my parents or friends pick me up or drop me off at my front door, or would take an Uber or Lyft everywhere, even to go a couple of blocks. Oh, we'll get into this next week, I believe, right? But in April of 2017, she's in a car accident while in an Uber. And we'll get into it next week. There's a lawsuit and everything. And it's so funny because, of course, she complains all this medical stuff happened to her. Nothing specific, of course, because it's Laura. But, she's suing everybody. And she's still taking Ubers and Lyfts by the end of the year. Interesting. Now, even though he does not live in my neighborhood and had told me he was moving to Sacramento, I saw him at least 10 times within a 2-block radius of my apartment between December 2017 and the end of January 2018. Okay. In December 2017, I posted on Instagram that I was going to dinner at Mamanoko. An hour or so later, Mr. Marraccini showed up at there while I was having dinner with my mother. He walked inside and came directly to our table. Oh, this time he talks to her. She's mad the other time he didn't say anything, but this time he does. He was with a tall blonde woman whom he introduced us as Callie. He lingered at the table for a minute or so before sitting down at the table next to us, although there were plenty of open tables elsewhere. I didn't think they sat down. Oh, yeah, they did. And Jan was like, he stared at her the whole time. This made my mother and me so uncomfortable that we left. After meeting Callie, I started thinking about how terrible I would feel if Mr. Marraccini had hurt her and I did nothing to warn her of his capacity for violence. I wish I had known how abusive Mr. Marraccini was before I fell for him, and I considered telling her about my experiences. Interesting. Interesting that you would do that, Laura. The next day, Mr. Marraccini contacted me and asked to make me dinner. I said no. He got upset that I turned him down and we got into an argument. I confronted him about his lies and the physical abuse. He did not deny choking or smothering me with a pillow. One Thursday in mid or late December 2017, my parents were crossing the street to meet me at Amici's in the Marina, a restaurant that I regularly go to with them and had been to several times with Mr. Marraccini. I mean, this is why, maybe, we don't know if he did agree to stop paying, but because you guys go out to eat at expensive places all of the time. All of the time. Does she even know how to cook food? I doubt it. He tried to stop my parents as they were walking, but they didn't engage with him. While we were eating, he walked by the restaurant window 3 times and stared at us. A few days after this, I was at Amici's again. Mr. Marraccini walked by the restaurant and peered inside the restaurant as he passed. He made eye contact with me. About 10 minutes later, he walked by and stared at me a second time. Oh, the staring. I have been going to Barry's boot camp, a gym around the corner from my house, daily since before we started dating. Okay.
Barry's.
Throughout our relationship, he made fun of me for going. Then in December 2017, Mr. Marraccini joined that gym, even though he does not live in the neighborhood. Oh, the horror. On January 5th, 2018, I was at Maminoko with my friend, Joan O'Neill, allegedly. We were sitting by the window having dinner when I saw Mr. Marraccini walking towards the restaurant with a blonde woman. They stopped directly in front of our table outside the restaurant window, and Mr. Marraccini stared at us. I was afraid to look at him and tried to avoid eye contact. They walked away, but he came back a few minutes later by himself and stood directly outside the window by our table. He stared inside at us and tried to get our attention. We ignored him. I don't know how you were ignoring him if you have all these details, but okay.
Right.
A minute or so later, he entered the restaurant and stood at the hostess stand, which was directly in front of me. He stared at me. I was so uncomfortable and afraid that I looked down to avoid eye contact with him. Then he walked towards the back of the restaurant and continued to stare at us for another 10 minutes or so. I felt like he was trying to intimidate me. I was too afraid to leave the restaurant while he was there, in case he tried to follow me home, okay? On January 6th, 2018, I decided to contact Callie
Subsinkus?
I don't know. Sorry, Callie. Let's just call you Callie. All right, sorry. Via Facebook Messenger, because of course she did. And we will be reading those text messages here very shortly. Nice. I sent her a message telling him that I would have given anything for someone to reach out to me before I got deeply involved with him. I told her about the red flags and that I should have paid closer attention to, such as Mr. Marraccini's lies about his career, girl, and prior romantic endeavors. I wrote that he became physically abusive about 6 months into our relationship, and I simply don't want someone else to be hurt by him. I told her about and attached a picture of the note from the WOW Airlines passenger. I also wrote, regardless of if you do anything with the information I shared with you, I would beg you not to share it with Mike or bring up my name, as he truly scares me at this point. Now, on January 7th, 2018, I think that's the same day. No, it's the next day. I had dinner with my parents at Mamanako. Is there only like 2 restaurants in her neighborhood? As we finished, they asked, don't you want us to drive you home in case you see Mike? Because remember, she's truly scared of him. I said no, since they were parked in a different direction, and it would take me less time to just walk home. And conveniently, as I was walking home, I saw Mr. Marraccini and his sister. They were less than 1.5 blocks away from my house. They were standing by the sidewalk, staring at me. I was looking down at my phone and tried to pretend like I didn't see them. Mr. Marraccini yelled at me, "Are you kidding me?" Then his sister called me a psychopath. Huh. They screamed at me for sending the Facebook message to Callie. When I pulled my phone out to call my parents, which I thought she was already on the phone, his sister said, "Don't you dare get on your phone." They were standing in front of me, which prevented me from walking past them in the open air. A couple was coming out of a nearby restaurant. As they were walking past, I told Mr. Marraccini to stay away from me and that I was going to seek a restraining order. I was terrified and hysterical. I called my parents to tell them what had happened. Then I asked my friend Joan to come over, since I was afraid Mr. Marraccini and his sister would come to my house. In the middle of the night, around 1 a.m., I got a call from the San Francisco Police Department. They told me that Mr. Marraccini had emailed them a copy of the message I had sent to Callie and asked if I knew why. I said no, and told them that he and his sister had accosted her, everybody, on the street. They questioned me about the domestic violence I alleged in the message and asked if they could come and take a report. When the police arrived, I explained the circumstances surrounding the message I sent to Callie and the history of physical abuse and the stalking. The next day, I was afraid to leave my house. I didn't know what to do. So I contacted the sheriff and asked for help figuring out how to get a restraining order, because if one's going to be filed against her, she might as well file one back.
I was about to say, it sounds like I need to get him before he gets me.
Mm-hmm. I also spoke with someone from the district attorney's office that day. They asked if I wanted to file criminal charges, but I said no. Probably because she thought, I would get really in trouble probably if I was lying about all of this. Guess what, girl? You can get in trouble in civil court too. As you're learning.
Find out.
Now, on January 9th, 2018, I filed a request for domestic violence restraining order. On January 10th, the court granted me a temporary restraining order, as they always do. You're not special. Since then, Mr. Marraccini has violated the temporary restraining order and has continued to show up at places he knows I frequent within a block or 2 of my apartment.
Did you call and have that restraining order enforced, at any time?
I don't think so. Now, for example, on January 28th, 2016, Mr. Marraccini posted on Instagram that he was at De La Rosa, which is across the street from my house, but you're not even in the same area, so I don't think that really counts. He also went to Barry's boot camp, less than 300 yards from my house, which, by the way, the restraining order was for 100 yards, but okay, on at least 2 separate occasions since the TRO has been in place. Was she there? No, She wasn't. She was at home. Also, or around March 22nd, 2018, right before she filed this, I was heading to dinner with my mother at Minoko again. Ugh. We parked on the street and were walking towards the restaurant. I saw Mr. Marraccini standing out in front of Mama Noko, looking up and down the street. We turned around and walked away. Why do you keep going to the same restaurant that he finds you at 5 times now? Like,
why do you not call the cops every single time this happened? Because maybe you thought you saw him. I think you're making it up. But like, I feel like if I was very scared and somebody's violating a restraining order, I would call every single time. Also, because it gives a record of every single time that person did it instead of just me having to say, trust me, bro.
Exactly. But I wonder why she didn't. Why I want a restraining order. Actually, can you read this part so I can go to the bathroom before we read the text again? I drank a lot of coffee today.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I left you for a while. I had
kid
issues.
You're fine.
Okay, wait. I have to pull up mine because I was just looking at yours because I didn't know where we
It's
were.
the last paragraph.
Okay, why I want a restraining order. I genuinely think that Mr. Marraccini wants to kill me. Given that he has strangled and choked me, I know that he is capable of inflicting lethal violence. There's a deep hatred that he exudes towards me, and I'm afraid for my life. He has said to me in the past that if I ended up dead, he knew he would be blamed. His hair-trigger temper horrifies me. I'm afraid that if I encounter him alone, he will lose control and harm me. I do not want to live in a constant fear of him and hope that a restraining order will send a message to Mr. Marraccini to stay away from me. I want to move on with my life. Original signature on judicial council form. Yikes, guys. I mean, I can't imagine like why anybody would want to hurt you. You're an extremely annoying person. Why I want a restraining order by Laura Owens. Is that her next TED Talk? Or a book? Probably autobiography. I don't know. That was lengthy. She uses a lot of words. I feel like unnecessarily. I don't know. I can't pull up the next page. So, see. Yes. She uses a lot of words and she says absolutely nothing. I mean, she's very, very detailed, almost overly so that it makes me like wonder, like nobody's that detailed. I mean, I'm not that detailed unless I'm like writing a story, but I don't know. This woman just baffles me, honestly. I can't get in her. I can't get there in my brain. Maybe it's just because my brain is not, maybe I'm not crazy. Maybe I'm not crazy, but I can't get there. Like, I can't figure it out.
Yeah, like even the stuff his hair triggered temper. Like if somebody is that easy to be triggered, there would be lots of other things he would be doing. Like punching walls and yelling at random people. And anybody that pops off that fast is not regulated on their daily life, you know?
It's just, to me, it's just the way she describes things. It's just, like I said, it's hard for me and I can't get it. I can't get there. I guess maybe my brain just doesn't work like that, but like, it's just weird. like the way she's just overly descriptive. I don't know. Maybe she's just a one of those people that are just
those people.
What is it? Dramatic. Oh, well, she's very dramatic. We already know that.
Oh, yes. Let me pull up the other one, because not only did she have 17 written pages of her experience.
That was a lot of words.
Uh-huh. Believe me, they get longer as they go. She also submits her exhibits. So it's still like potato copier. So this is Mike's, what was that thing? Dating at the League. This was his
some of it seems kind of irrelevant. Like, why?
Yeah.
Like,
who cares?
Why does the court need his link?
Right.
Like his profile.
Right. He says, if you're a fan of brunch, I'm a fan of you.
Oh, he likes food.
Brunch.
We all like to eat. I also like to eat food.
Yes. Oh, don't worry. Amy, hello and welcome, Amy. We will be covering Uber and Lone Cactus construction lawsuits next week, which are also in and of itself kind of wild. But and here's a picture of that note, but we already read it in the thing. As you can see, it's garbage. There's better pictures of it. This is just the copier. Sucked.
This is the potato copier.
Yeah, we have no idea. These are pictures of her body, apparently, which I don't know. Maybe that's exactly what it looked like to her, just all blacked out. Look at, maybe this is what she submitted. See, look at it. It's bruised and black.
See my black eye?
Right? I don't
see my black eye?
I don't believe her. Oh, yeah, look at that. There's that one. Hold on. We got some text here. Okay, there we are. Now, these eventually get very hard to decipher and see, but I did that elsewhere. So let me pull that up. I did it for us. Okay. So these are messages from Mike to her Tuesday, November 28th. Remember, this is when she's starting to be like so scared. She brought this up.
So who's who?
Mike is on the left. Yeah.
Oh, Mike is left.
And then she's
right. Oh, that's right, because she's the sender.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So Mike says, in your building or another, I don't know what this is in context to. On Tuesday, he says, saw you and your fam at the Mama Sushi spot last night. Did you like it? At 6:37 in the a.m., which is kind of weird. Like, what are we doing up that early, Mike? But okay, I don't function that early in the morning, and I sure as hell don't want to talk to anybody that early, but you know. She says, yeah, where were you? And he was like, oh, I was at the bar in the corner. I saw you all when you were walking out, and we were just being served. What do you think of it? I loved it. What about you? He says, well, it's not as good as Sushi Ran, but I liked it better than anything else in the marina. But hadn't they been to this numerous times? I don't know. Since you all didn't look around, we will never know. That's the second time in like 3 months that I've seen you all, but you walk right past. Honestly, I think that's just him trying to be a nice guy. Like, why?
Yeah,
or like, why are you guys acting
me.
so weird? You know, like.
But you walk right, like he's just being like civil,
right? But threatening.
Oh, here's
guys.
All the right, Callie text.
Yes, here's her long ass text to Callie, the girl he had started seeing.
My gosh.
Yes, it's very hard to read, but don't worry.
Girly pop.
Hi, Callie. This was January 6th. Okay. Now she saw him with her like a whole month before. I think she was just annoyed that it didn't, he didn't stop dating her.
Oh.
Hi, Callie. Ever since I saw you with Mike, I have really struggled a lot with whether or not to reach out to you. Sure you have. I have no idea what your relationship status is with him, but I saw him with you last night while I was having dinner at Mamanoko with a friend and figured you were probably still seeing him. Not one part of me is sure if I'm doing the right thing by sending this to you, but I would have given anything for someone to reach out to me before I got deeply involved with him. I'm sure he has told you horror stories about me, just like he shared with me about his exes. Okay. I love how she's immediately like, I'm not the crazy one. Happy Bemberversary, Terry, and you're welcome for what is a very spicy Friday for us.
Oh, yeah.
She goes on to say, he came on like the Prince Charming, and I was crazy about him. But over time, I started to realize he wasn't the guy I thought he was. He told my family elaborate stories about his life, like how he had dated one of the female stars from Modern Family, but didn't remember which one, that he had dated Aaron Rodgers' sister, who I Googled and does not exist. Like, did he? Who says these things? She is obsessed with this, by the way. And how he had been the VP at multiple Fortune 500 companies. Sounds like someone I know, Laura.
It sounds like it's copy and pasted from something else.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Like, this is all like exactly verbatim.
Well, she sent this before the RO, the request for it. And this she wrote in the request. So, but don't lie to her about knowing celebrities or your job.
Yeah. That's a line. That's a line
for her. Only she can do that. I'm attaching the radio tryout tape of him saying that. Go to 2 minutes and 30 seconds. He also told me when he started to date that he loved dogs more than anything. But when I rescued a physically impaired senior dog from Muttville, he told me he thought my dog was gross and ugly, refused to touch him, and repeatedly said he wanted to punt him every time he came to his feet. I definitely shouldn't have stayed after all this, but I couldn't come to terms with the fact that this was truly him. Okay. Could you imagine getting this text? She's making you want to drink.
I would have left her unread.
Right? Oof. However, his words aren't what compelled me to write to you. It was this. So none of the other stuff actually matters, but I wanted to tell you that anyway, because it makes him look really bad. That's all.
I take that back. I would turn off the read receipt so she doesn't know that I ever got them.
Yes.
And I would screenshot them, but I would never respond. I would just laugh.
Yes. However, his words aren't what compelled me to write to you. It was this. He became physically abusive about 6 months into our relationship, and I simply wasn't someone else to be hurt by him. When he and I were on a plane to Iceland and he got up to use the restroom, the lady in the seat in front of me slipped me a note on a napkin about the way he was treating me, and it truly stunned me. I'm attaching it. At first, I thought it was bizarre of her to give it, but it turned out to be life-changing for me because it helped me a lot. It opened up my eyes to his bullying, manipulation, and outright cruelness. And her warning to me is exactly what I wanted to pass on to you. You certainly don't have to do anything with this information, but I wish I had taken her words to heart earlier, because things definitely didn't improve as time went on. I reached out to her a couple of months ago. Nope, your mommy did. According to your mommy's statement, she did. After we broke up, and she said that the way he acted towards me on the plane has haunted her since she saw it. And it was way worse behind the scenes. See, you can barely read this jumbled garbage. Regardless of if you do anything with the information I shared with you, I would beg you to not share it with Mike or bring my name, as he truly scares me at this point. I pray that he has not been abusive with you and never is. If someone sent this to me when when we first started to date, I would definitely think they were nuts. But a few months into it, I would have wished I'd taken in their advice to heart. Allegedly, this woman gave you a note in January, and you stayed in a relationship with an alleged 11 more months. So, okay. I know you don't know me at all, but I hope that the attachments can be proof to you that I am not coming up with this. I never, ever want to speak to or see that man again, let alone get back with him. So getting back with him is most certainly not my intention. Nope, but I sure do feel like revenge is. I just want to try to help someone else from getting hurt. If you want to talk with me, I'm happy to grab coffee and a chat. Regardless, I wish you all the best. All right, and there she sends the attachments to things. And then Callie writes her back, you guys. Callie writes her back. She says,
she does it in the most. Okay,
hi, Laura. Right. Hi, Laura. Thanks for your email. And thank you for sharing your experience with me. I'll definitely take this into consideration and appreciate you reaching out. Wish you well, Callie. Bye. Like, what else would you say?
Bye.
Right?
I wouldn't have said anything. But no, I scrolled back to see it when, like, it was sent at 4:00 p.m. How long did it take her to respond?
9:15 a.m.
So she screenshot everything, sent it to Mike. Mike is like, this bitch is crazy. And she's like, okay, so what do I do? And just be like, look, just no sudden movements. She's like a T-Rex. If you don't move, she can't see you. So just be like, okay, thanks. And just drop it. Don't engage.
Right, Amy? She always uses this plane incident as her example of abuse when there's choking and everything else that you would think would be way worse than what the lady on the plane saw. Exactly. Because for somebody that actually went through it, it would be. Right? It would be. Like, why aren't you warning her about that stuff except for this rando lady, alleged lady on the plane that sent you a note? Just saying. Doesn't make any sense. So she responds it back to her at 9:15 a.m., right?
Oh,
wish you well. Okay, thanks.
Why does she write novels?
And then Laura sends her another message because, of course, she does. Sure. Feel free to reach out to me at her number. That's probably not her number.
I need that number.
If you have any questions. There were 2 other things I wanted to add because you didn't give me the response I was looking for. So let me give you some more here. She didn't say
I was hoping you would ask questions, and this is what I already had saved in my drafts. So I'm just going to
right
it anyway.
There were, first of all, the physical abuse got to the point where in the last month in our relationship, he tried to suffocate me with a pillow on 3 occasions and almost succeeded the second time. It completely traumatized me. Finally, I spent more than $30,000 on him in 2017 after he lost his job, between paying his rent, sponsoring his family.
Sponsor his family.
Which they asked me to do after his stepfather passed away. She is so fucking generous, you guys, and humble. Let me tell you what.
Sponsoring his family for what?
I don't know.
Like feed the children or something? A race?
Right?
Like what? What does that mean?
She took him on trips. He never picked up a check after the initial period we were dating. Definitely my fault for allowing him to manipulate me this way, but I hope he doesn't do this to you. I'm sure this is way more info than you wanted. But I truly felt the need to protect someone else from what I went through. My family knew about the physical abuse and always got a creepy, phony vibe from him. My dad says he's sure he's going to end up being the star of a Dateline episode at some point in his lifetime.
That's not going to age well.
Right? Turns out it's going to be you. It's going to be you, Laura. It's going to be you.
Like, that's not going to age well at all.
Okay, that's all. I wish you nothing but the best, though. All right. So she sends that to her. What time was that? She sent it like 9:37 a.m. So right after Callie messages her, she sends that at 9:37. Right? Callie says nothing back. Nothing. And then we're at the same day at 8:12 p.m. And Laura, of course, has more to say because she didn't get anything back. And I wonder if this is around the time. Is this the day that she sees Mike and his sister? I don't know. Maybe.
Yes. Because the first thing is, I wish you hadn't told him. So remember?
Oh, yes. Oh, there it says right in front of my freaking face. All right. So I really wish you hadn't told him, as I just ran into him and his sister on the street, and they went absolutely ballistic on me. Oh. I'll stay out of this. Everything I said to you is true. And the fact that he is denying everything when I have so much evidence on him is insane.
And yet you've presented zero. But go ahead.
I've never reached out to anyone my ex was dating. I'm sure, babes. I don't believe that for one fucking second. And truly was trying to do what I thought was the right thing to do. But I guess it wasn't. I'm getting a restraining order against him first thing in the morning. Best of luck to you. And I'm sorry to have intervened. I clearly didn't do the right thing, but my heart was definitely in the right place. Like what? You're just saying you didn't do the right thing because she's not giving you what you want? Like,
you told him. Girl, what did you think she was going to do?
Right? Now,
somebody texts me something about my husband. I'm definitely going to ask him about
it. Right? Especially like, whoa, what is this about? Yeah.
I'm going to be like, bro, this chick just texted me. Like, what? Like, this is what she said. I need to know what's going on. Like, I'm going to ask questions. How you just like, don't tell him he told you that. Like, sure, right. Jan. I'm going to believe you. I don't even know who you are, but I'm not going to ask the guy I'm dating what this is about. Like, that's
right. So then she files a restraining order because Michael says that he's going to do the same for her. Now, this kind of brings us to the end of this whole DVRO because, from what I understand, Mike's lawyer, Randy Sue Pollock, does she come back in the story? Because I don't think she's a very good lawyer. I hope she doesn't come back because allowing her client to do this is batshit crazy. All right. So instead of having, a trial in front of the judge, Mike stipulates and says, okay, fine. I'll just agree to the 2-year restraining order. I don't care. I don't have any intentions of seeing her. So what the fuck ever. Just give her whatever she wants. I don't care. This is all bullshit. I'm just moving on with my life. He's not worried about breaking a restraining order. Now, listen, don't do this. All right. This is not a good move to do. He had a lawyer who I'm assuming, I don't know if they advised him. You got to do what your client wants. Okay. But she should have definitely told him, like, bro, you don't want to do this. You don't want to do this at all. Right. But he says, all right, fine. We'll just do a 2-year restraining order. I don't care. I want this woman out of my life. It's whatever.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. It was just like, just whatever. I'll stay away from her.
Yeah. And she really proved nothing. Nothing. It's all a bunch of he said, she said, and hearsay. And even with the witness declarations, it's nothing, really. She'd have to prove a lot to get this restraining order, in my opinion, because you can't just go off their word. Now, of course, she submitted the pictures, so maybe, but even then. All right, so Mike agrees. He's just like, all right, fine. We'll do a 2-year restraining order, right? Thinking she's going to leave him alone, right? He's moved away. He doesn't have to worry about this ever again. Just fine. Well, you guys.
Poor naive guy.
Poor naive guy. Poor guy. Like, sounds like Amber Heard. Girl, Yes, except worse somehow. Somehow worse. I think, oh man, I think her trial is going to be exactly like that. I hope she takes the stand again. Probably not. Because in criminal, she has the option not to. In the other ones, you are not granted that option at all. But so Tuesday, when we come back to do our coverage of this, we're going to be fast forwarding to 2020 when this DVRO comes back up again, right? Because it's set to expire in, I want to say July 2020, right? So what do you think Laura's going to do?
She's going to make some more shit up.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, that's true.
Nice.
That is true, DM. And this was 2018, which I guess was in the middle of the Me Too movement. And she gets her, TED Talks talking about her whole Iceland trip and all of that. A bunch of BS, if you ask me. Now, if you thought, oh my God, this is crazy. The stuff she's been saying is just absolutely. And by the way, if you want to know Michael's side of this stuff, like we said, go find Megan Fox on YouTube. She did an interview with Michael where he tells a lot of his story regarding what we've covered so far and then stuff we'll cover in the future. And you let me know what you think after watching that. When you see like his just temperament as a guy. Like none of this sounds like it was really happening the way she claims it was happening. But if you think everything she's done to Mike is just what, wait until you see what she does next. Because this case, and we'll talk about the other two, the Uber lawsuit and the Lone Cactus Construction lawsuit that happened like right after, the years right after Mike's story here. She basically has won in court without proving literally anything. The court has either sided with her or she's been able to settle without needing to go to trial. Not once, but 3 and then 4 times. All right. And so I think that was a huge mistake because it just gave her this, oh, I'm untouchable. If I was in court, I don't have to prove shit because I've either settled stuff out away from the judge or she may be like, my claims must be so valid and convincing that people are just willing to settle. Like, that's how good my lies are, which is not true. But what happens between Mike and, well, even when we start getting into Greg, it's because she was basically let off the hook for like 3 or 4 other cases, so welcome to Crazy Town. Yes, indeed.
Gosh.
Yes, indeed. Weaponizing the courts is very gross, and people do it all of the time. I have watched numerous TPO hearings on YouTube before where it was just like, what? Because people are just ridiculous. And it really pisses me off when people weaponize the courts like this against people because they're there for a reason and it's not for your petty bullshit. Okay.
Oh, the drama.
Right? Think about how much resources this shit takes up that could be used for other things. All because you don't want to be a fucking grown up and you want to be a petty Betty. No offense to any Bettys out there. It's just,
that's my grandma's name.
It's just crazy. Because remember, she went to the like domestic violence like resource place to get help to get this together. And we know it's all bullshit.
Could have used that. That person was not available. Mike could have used her. The domestic violence resource place.
Yeah, he seems like the nicest guy. Like, I can't even imagine him like going off on someone. Like, I don't even know if that man uses bad words. I don't know if he uses cursey words, to be quite honest with you. He seemed very wholesome. Now, yes, abusers can come off very nice to the public. Yes. But I don't believe that of him. Yeah. But I don't believe that of him. And I'm sorry. I don't believe, he only abused me during sex. Whatever. No way. No way. Not if somebody can be, you're walking on eggshells all of the time. It would be outside of you guys having sex that he would be doing this stuff too. So I don't know about that. I don't know. This one lady pisses me off so much. And it's only going to get crazier.
Every time we in the stream, she's like, oh my God. I hate her so much.
I hate her. She just makes me so mad, and then she claims to be, I'm a survivor of TV and I'm an advocate for all of these things. And it's like, nah. No, you're not, ma'am. No, you're not. Stop it. You can call yourself that. It doesn't mean it's true. So I don't know about that.
I think she was trying to give herself some kind of like clout. Like she wanted to be like an influencer or like a pep talk. I mean, maybe that's why the TED Talks, the Tony Robbins like conference, like maybe that's what she was like. I could be that person. I can get, I don't know. She's delusions of grandeur.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think spoilers. That's why she never lets Mike off the hook with the restraining orders. It's because that's part of her image, online image. Because does she call herself an internet personality and something? I feel like she does. Internet personality, indeed.
Had that podcast, or she was trying to get on with Cumulus Media or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, she's the worst. Well, you guys, that is what we have for you today regarding that. As always, if you're part of the replay crew or even after, please in the comments share your tea with us.
I read it all.
We do. We read it all, and we're loving every single bit of it. So because more tea just gets coming out. It's oh God, it gets.
I know. I learned so much from the comment section.
Yeah. So next week we'll be covering the 2020 few documents that exist in 2020 for Mike. Then we'll jump into the Uber Lone Cactus. It's not going to be very, very long there, but they're important to the overall story, particularly Uber. Because remember, in all the stuff you heard about what Mike, I was depressed because of the abortions and I had anxiety because of the abuse. She also was in a car accident around the same time.
Maybe that explains some things.
No. So who is it you're blaming it on is what I'm saying. So we'll briefly cover those two because they are important. Because again, she gets away with more fucking bullshit in court.
Has she always been like this?
Probably.
Like, I need to know, like, people who knew her in high school. Like I want to hear from them. People knew her.
Why do I feel like she was like homeschooled or something?
That would be interesting. I'm just saying somebody had to know, like
right? Falling off horses. Her. She's apparently like the worst horse rider ever. Yeah. She says she does it for a career, but she falls off horses like all of the time, which I've only ridden a horse like once. I'm pretty sure though that's not like a regular thing because it's very dangerous falling off a horse. Right?
Yeah. I mean,
yeah. That's why they wear helmets and shit.
You can die.
Yeah. Or get paralyzed or, something like that. Right? She's just falling off these horses all the time. It's crazy to me. Oh, and all of her stuff. Well, I make a living doing this, and he made fun of my job. Blah blah blah. Oh boy, do I hope that U.S. trustee goes back. Maybe since we are starting from the beginning, people can write that lady and be like, "Oh, by the way, we found another one. Here, let's send it. Let's send it to the feds." Okay, great. Thanks.
Another one.
Here's
another non-job.
Right. Well, you guys.
I'm sure they're getting into her bank account.
Oh, she is. You do not want the feds in your business, especially when it's about money. All right. Like you ain't getting out of nothing. If that's one thing the government's efficient, it's getting their money.
They want your
They want your money.
Yeah, they do.
And you already think like state, prosecution, right? They already have endless resources. The feds have even more endless resources, okay? They will get all of your stuff. She is so fucked when it comes to that. Because basically, if they're looking into you, they already know. They already
looking
know.
into me, they're laughing.
Right? I'm not worried about it. They're like, oh yeah, she's a broke bitch, guys. It's fine. It's fine. That trustee went through Elo's LinkedIn. I love it so much. I love it. You guys, it only gets crazier. So we'll be back next week to talk more Laura Owens on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays at 11 a.m. Eastern. So I'm excited for the journey we're continuing, and it does get a little wilder. So, and then we'll be quickly getting into the second guy she pulls this on, Greg Gillespie, and there is a lot of court stuff involving that because this guy does not back down. Not that I blame Michael for.
So Michael Marraccini is just like practice.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I think so. And I also wonder, like, were there guys in between that? I mean, she couldn't have just stopped after Michael and then just met. That doesn't seem like her MO. Like, what did she pull this other stuff with him as well, but just not take them to court, or what? Like, I just don't see her not trying to be with somebody who loves being in love.
I guess it's possible, and those guys are just like, yeah, we don't want to get involved,
right? But no, I do think she learned a lot from her case with Mike, and just thought she could get away with it again. Because she did. She basically got away with it with nothing. There was nothing I thought that was warranted a DVRO, because, like, even if he was in these public places, if she's not there, it doesn't fucking matter. You're not even there. So why are you being like, oh, he was at the gym where I could have been, even though I wasn't, but I'm still scared at the thought that he could be, you know? So. Oh, there are some that didn't want to come forward. I mean, I don't blame them. I don't blame them 1 second. And I definitely.
There's one, there's probably more.
Oh, there has to be. There has to be so many more.
And then there's 3. So usually it's like for every one, there's like some,
a few more in between. I agree. Well, you guys, we're going to go ahead and sign off for today. Thank you all for joining us on what was a very spicy Friday lunch here at the House of Prime Rib. So I'm going to enjoy my plate of food that's all mixed together. That's apparently, by the way, like, look it up. And maybe some people think it's worth $75, but I looked at it and I was like, $75 for that? Look like old people food. But that's just me. If you know me at all, I have a lot of weird food aversions and quirks, if you will. So, all right, you guys. Well, thank you so much. You all have an amazing weekend, and we will see you all later. Until next time, please stay safe and go forth and be amazing. All right. Bye, guys.